All in favour of Soru going back to the Kawasaki plate, say aye in chat. Aye, Captain. Right, let me make sure that we're at where we're at right now. Just want to make sure it's going to pick up MX Bikes, which it is. Microphone is registering. Lovely stuff. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Love to see the early birds getting in here before it even starts. Get to enjoy the same intro music as we have every single week. So we are here for round numero 8 of the NSP... I don't know if to call this Supercross or SMX style championship anymore at this point. We'll just say NSP championship. We're at Poland this week, and if nobody had a chance to check out the track preview video from earlier, thank you very much, Alex. Alex
celebrates 27 months of membership. I got a haircut today. Happy 27 months.
You got a haircut? I thought you was going like I be for final boss kind of look at all times. W though, I hope that you're feeling very fresh and Riz levels are off the chart. Yeah, if nobody saw my preview video earlier today, I really like this track. It gives me old school DDC track vibes. And Aiden, who is the track creator of this, has slid into my DMs, and he thinks this is the most stacked round that we've had so far in terms of sign-ups. Last week's racing was so much fun, like really fun to watch, especially the LCQ. So hopefully we can get a little bit more of that today, and we'll see if Mr. Cameron Box can keep up his very impressive run. He's kind of been dominating the competition at the moment, and I think a lot of that has come from his finally managed to get the starts worked out. There's been 1 or 2 weeks where I think Tyler has had just better one-lap speed, but Tyler just seems to get swallowed out of the gate every single time without fail, and then has to try and make a charge through the pack. So we'll see how it goes. And also tonight, on the topic of Aiden and him making the tracks, Aiden is actually going to try and race tonight, which some people will probably have a little cry and moan about, but personally I don't mind it whatsoever. I think the track creators should be able to enjoy their own creations as much as the people playing them as well. And obviously he's going to be riding the Suzuki anyway, so yeah, it's... I don't think he's going to go out and just beat everybody by 20 seconds because he's had the track a little bit longer. Thank you very much, Price, as well, by the way. What I was going to say, in regards to Alex... Alex, I feel like you become a member more than once a month, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it comes through more than every single month. I have no idea why. It just seems very common. Hello, Lakin. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back again. And, of course, thank you again, Price. I do appreciate that. Let me do... Squeaky chair. Let me do my streamer job and hop into these qualifying servers and see how this goes. Glad I wasn't at round 1. Did you have some hosting issues at all? I know that when people first try doing their series, it has some teething problems. But yeah, I mean, Price is already aware of this because I said it to him in DMs. But so what day is it today? It's Sunday today. Friday, was it Friday night? No, I think it was Thursday night, actually. Yeah, Thursday night. So I don't sleep in the bedroom very often. Like, I sleep downstairs in the living room, mostly because, for whatever reason, I sleep 10 times better when I sleep on the floor rather than the mattress. Like, I always get a bad back when I sleep on a mattress. I'm guessing it's because it's too soft. But then also because Linda is quite a loud snorer, and I'm a very light sleeper, so it doesn't mesh together too well. But I went into the bedroom on Thursday night, and I can't remember what it was, but I looked like behind the bed, and you could see like there was obvious mold behind the bed, and we pulled it out, and it was absolutely nuts. So say this whole like back wall where you've got the headboard, we pulled the bed back, and the mold was bad. And then we've got the wardrobe next to that, moved the wardrobe back, and it was really bad. Then we looked under the bed, and it's an Ottoman bed, so it's the one that you lift up and you store stuff underneath it, so it's all enclosed. And some of the things under the bed were just riddled with mold. So for the last 2 days, well, we left it Thursday night. She slept downstairs with me, and we just kind of left the windows open and tried to air the room out as best as possible. Friday night, or all of Friday, we ripped everything out, absolutely everything that was in the room, like bleached all of the walls, washed it all, mixed some white vinegar with water and some Zaflora, completely sprayed down and wiped all the bed, left that to air for another night, put it all back together last night, and now it's back to where it was. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. So we've got a bunch of them cheap throwaway dehumidifiers that we've got under the bed and around the room right now, and then the estate agents, because it's a rental property and we let them know about it, they are going to be bringing us like an actual proper size dehumidifier. But we emailed them about it originally because I just wanted to get someone around to check it out, and it looks like it's not damp coming from the outside in, it's more so like damp on the inside getting stuck to like the cold walls. So yeah, we'll just run some dehumidifiers and see how that goes for the near future. But that was a pain in the arse. It's one of them things that's like you don't really want to leave it any longer once you know that it's there, because obviously mold not the best thing in the world for you. But we've got it all sorted now, and it feels like a brand new room. But the reason as well we wanted to tell them about it first, rather than just fixing it straight away, was more so because any time you have anything bleach related and you're putting it on walls, you run the risk of like stripping some of the paint off as well. And it's like, right, there's a chance that we can do damage here, letting you know in advance, and we'll do it. And I was like, yeah, it's fine, let's go for it. So I'm guessing somebody's just joined the lobby, because my stream, well, my game has just completely shit itself. There we go. I'll speak to you in DMs about it, Price. But I'm all good. Don't worry about that at all. Yeah, I don't know who's running the Baljeet name at all. You get so many name changes these days. So many. Next pub lobby stream. You think there's not been months? Come on, there's not been months at all. I actually can't confirm or deny that. It might be months. But I'll let you guys know. I say I'm going to mention this many times over the next week or so. I plan on doing another donator-thon as of the 1st of November, because it works out perfectly to be on a Saturday. So time for some more pain and suffering. It's been a few months. We'll see how it goes. I know a few people have been asking for that. You see how bad those frames are right now when I'm wiggling around? What I'll do, there, let me close this game. I've got a game open in the background called Vacuum Warrior. It's just one of them idle AFK games. I've got so many of them. Close that down. Is that any better? Oh, it's already 10 times better. No lag at all. Lovely. So, right now, we are in qualifying server A. And in here, we've got Splash, we've got Chapstick, we've got Ashton in here as well. I don't know if I've seen Ashton arrive at one of these before. I'm curious to see if he's going to be rocking a 450. Yeah, Ashton is usually a 250 guy in my mind. He won the NA 250 Outdoors Championship this year. But I've never seen it on a 450 before. Steiner, I think, is riding a 250 today for some reason. I mean, and Ken's will be as well. Ken's changed from 450 life to 250 life, I think, at the start of this year. He's done a few rounds on the 450 in Supercross, but he's had so much success since going down to the 250 machine. My thing right now, in terms of like Steiner, for example, is Steiner's been struggling around these tracks on the 450, so I'm not sure how dropping down to the 250 would benefit him in any way, but we shall see. Jake going to the top of the leaderboard right now, followed closely by Rush and Splash, and all these guys dropping into the 120s, which is already impressive straight away. My best lap around here has been a 121.5, and I kind of theorised that people would get to the low 20s, maybe high 19s. We always know that people like Tyler, people like Cam, always tend to have the fastest qualifying times in these. I imagine we'll see them get into the 19s as the qualifying goes on. But we'll kind of follow Splash around here for a lap. I want to see where he ends up getting. I think it should be some good fun. You beat Not Found in a Krakenberg race by a full minute today and beat Troy by 4 seconds on Tuesday. The Enduro game is getting a little bit too comp for my liking. I used to be like the only good Enduro guy. It used to be me and Rubes. Rubes used to be the king of it, and then I started sweating full Krakenberg and started being the best. And now I'm noticing more and more people getting into it and enjoying it and doing it a bunch. So, yeah, if you could all stop playing Enduro and just let me keep my crown, that would be very much appreciated. You can all go and play Enduro when Motocross the game comes out, if it has any Enduro in it, and just let me be the MX Bikes Enduro guy. Hello, Liam. Welcome back again to another stream. Let's hop into qualifying B, see who we've got in there. You weren't fast enough to qualify for your own series. Yeah, could never be me. Could never be me at all. One of my favourite series that we done was that those res courses when the oh god, my knees cramping up so bad. Though that res course series that Ace Moto hosted for me. I had a good time doing those and had some really good battles with Reese on them tracks as well. I'm well, thank you. Today I'm in a weird spot. My body clock's all over the place again. I was meant to go riding today, or racing to be exact, but I've not ridden since I went on that Ducati test day. Hopped into a call with BP last night because BP's the one that kind of takes my bike everywhere. He stores it for me and travels with it. But we checked the weather forecast and it's just miserable. It's been raining all day today, and I'm at that point now where I don't want to just go and rock up and just ride around in a muddy field when I don't have to, basically. So no, I didn't go riding. So hopefully, sometime in the near future, the weather can sort itself out a little bit. Unfortunately, the UK is very much in wet season now for the remainder of the year. So it's the opportunities to go riding is very few and far between. So I'm hoping that can get a little bit better. We're going to watch Cam for a lap or two. Notice he seems to be the only... It's not fair to say. I was going to say a real heavy hitter in this lobby. But we've got Unk Dizzle, who's put in a very respectable. He's in the 120s right now. He's in a 120.999, so just scraping in there. Davey had a really good race going last week until he got put in a spliff by B-Dub and Splash. JS7 has some good races. Boy had a really good week last week in qualifying in the heat race. Not such a good main event. And then we got Aquas hopping on the 450 as well, which is good to see. Another person that I haven't seen on a 450 very often. And we got Neon in here again as well, doing his thing. So I think what Aiden said to me in the DMs earlier is 100% correct. I love seeing how stacked these races are getting, and it makes my job just even easier in commentating. When there's good stuff going on the screen, it's so easy to talk about it all the time. Did Blood not download the drag and drop? I did download it, but you did not tell me what it was for and where it was to go. So I assumed it was a paint for Rider, and I've dragged it into my Riders, and if it was for Cam, I can't see it. But that's not the first time this has happened, Alex, where I've downloaded your guys' stuff and it just doesn't show up in-game. Yeah, I just dropped it into Riders paints. Unless Cam isn't running it right now. I can even double check whilst we're up here. MX Bikes, Mods, Rider, Riders, Default, Paints. Yep, TM AOS number 51 DP.pnt is inside my MX Bikes, Mods, Riders, Default Paints. You only sent me something called TM AOS. You have not sent me anything else. So unless you forwarded me the wrong thing. That's all you've sent me today. It's just that one paint. Yeah, so you sent me just a random .pnt and expected me to know where it goes, and it wasn't even the one thing that I needed. W. Oh, God. You are the worst kind of person, Alex. So far, not to... I'm sure he's going to pull through by the end of this qualifying session. I usually see Cam just put in a heater straight away as soon as his qualifying sessions begin. Looks like he's making a couple of mistakes here, but maybe he's just trying to go that quick that he's messing up. He's right at the end of a lap right now, so we'll see if he does improve on a 20.6. No, still the same. We'll stay on him one more lap, and then we'll hop over into Quali Group C and see what we've got going on in there. Don't know what the camera's doing. Fair enough. This is an interesting section, because you have to kind of hang a bit wide after the whoops if you want to get enough speed to hit that quad triple. Or if you want to try and hold it really tight, you can only step on, step off, and then double into the corner, which I think is slower. So it's going to leave people exposed. It's going to leave people open to a block pass on the inside there. I see Cam tagging his back end on the tunnel jump there. Another really tricky one to try and time nicely. He's getting all the triples into this turn. This is tricky as well, trying to scrub over that roller without getting too sideways before you enter the whoops. But he blitzes through the whoops, no problem. Is he going to step over here, or is he going to step on? So he's choosing to step on. I do think we're going to see quite a 50-50 split of riders going step on versus step over. Because then it changes this whole next rhythm as well. So you see Cam is doubling in here, and then he's going to go triple. The alternative is you go around the outside, roll, and then you go triple quad. Which you'd think if you can just triple quad, it would be quicker. But you're in the air for a really long time when you're quadding in. So all that time you're in the air, you're not driving forwards. You haven't got wheels on the ground. Cam stayed with it this lap, so he might be improving. It's looked fairly clean. He had a good run through the whoops that I saw. Did not go quicker. Did not go quicker at all. Let's have a quick check in the lap time department. What did he run on that lap? I'm already seeing people very, very close together in terms of lap times. So that was a 21.1 that last time around. So his second lap on the track was his quickest one. Let's hop over into Group C. We'll see a Dizzle top 5 tonight. I think Dizzle's performances all really depend on how well his first turn goes. I'm trying to fish my controller. I dropped it on the floor and I'm trying to pull it up by the wire without unplugging it. Right, NSP. Group C, hop in there as well. Yeah, that's my opinion on Dizzle's performances in these races. Is it just depends how well turn 1 goes for him. Because in terms, like he's always just a little bit slower than top boys, but that's to be expected because they're just animals, and Dizzle's eyes are fading in his old age. But if he can get the good start, he's quite consistent. Like if he can stay out of trouble, so he's definitely got a chance of getting one. Today will be the hardest day to do it. But today is looking hella stacked. Here we go. There we go. We've got Tyler in here. There you go. So Tyler's the only person I've seen so far getting into them 19s. And it's not even barely into 19s. He's way deep in there. 19.4. Disgustingly fast lap. Again, we've got people, I don't know who they are. I'm sure it's just someone running a random name, but we've got Gregory's in there with a decent time. It's got no MMR. So it usually does mean someone's on like a newer account. We'll keep an eye on that as the night goes on. We'll see what happens with that. We've got Caden in here as well. We've got Willie. Oh, it's obviously Aiden as well. He's going to be the lone Suzuki rider. Coltrane signed up for this one as well. Chase is in here as well. Boys, is there nothing going on in the US at the moment either? Because we've had 1 or 2 like fast US boys sign up for these, but for some reason today everybody has signed up for this race. There is so many fast people racing this tonight. Like, is school out for the US folk? What's the time right now? I mean, it's a Sunday. It doesn't even matter. This is going to be about 3 Eastern. Oh, I don't know. That's weird. I wouldn't have thought they'd be busier any other week than this week. But yeah, everyone's popping off. Everyone's doing good stuff. We've got Pitt in here again, who's been having some really tough times. He's riding the 250 as well. I think this is the only time I've ever seen us having 250 riders. Ever in this series. I think at round 1, someone tried to qualify on a 250, but then soon realised that that was a bit of a tall task. We'll follow Aiden through here, the old track creator, see if he's taking any alternative lines, since he's the one that makes them in the first place. He's just going to blitz the whoop. Whoop's tracking through there. Is he going to quad this? Or does that Suzuki not have the oomph? No, he's just going to go on, off. Over. There was a Gregory scrubbing an OJ and Larocco's on a 250 a couple weeks ago. That does not fill me with much confidence at all, Mystery. As I'm sure we're all thinking the same thing as soon as you say that. Which, well, obviously I don't want to bring any negativity to these streams because I'm just commentating today, so it doesn't matter too much. That has really stopped me playing a whole bunch of MX bikes these days, is just not being able to trust anything that's going on anymore. So I really do hope that Faboso can pull it together and much sooner than later get us updated in a way that will stop any nefarious activities. That would be a big old W for the game, in my opinion. Didn't consider that being a line that was doable. So he's jumped in and then he's doubled and kept it tight and then doubled in again. I was under the impression that if you downsided here, you'd have to jump to the outside here and then roll and go triple quad. But he managed to keep it tight, still get the double without sliding out too much, then go triple. That was really, really quick, actually. Like, really quick. Let me try and find the man of the hour, Mr. Tyler J, because I want to... There's the Jan going through there. Hopefully Troy can get qualified in today. He had one of them weeks last week that I think he would want to forget, unfortunately. He unfortunately did not get qualified through. He went to the LCQ and there was just all sorts of elbows going out in the LCQ last week, and he missed out by, it was either one position or two, I can't quite remember. I'm doing well, thank you, Lucas. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things, like, you're allowed to call out what you see, and I can't imagine there's too many different Gregorys in the world. I mean, there was one person with, like, a really weird long name in this series, like, 2 weeks ago, and it turned out, based on his lap times on MXP Ranked, he ran, like, this disgustingly fast lap time on a 250 around Paletta, compared to people like Tyler on a 450, and it's just... You get an idea on who's doing sus things and who isn't. So when you do see new people come out of the blue and suddenly have a really good competitive lap time, of course it's going to set alarm bells off. But that's not my position really to call people out. Hello Rockwood, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, my day's not been too shabby. I've just been grinding Battlefield, to be honest. That's all I've really done for the last week straight. I've got something like 70 hours already, and the game only came out on the 10th. I've been enjoying it quite a lot. Almost to the point where... I know, obviously, I'll say this now, I probably will still grind it a lot. There's no part of me that's really excited for Black Ops 7 to come out anymore. Other than a little bit of zombies, of course, but... No, I've been really enjoying playing Battlefield. So he's hugging that tight line as well. And he's going to quad all the way. No, he's coming up way short. Just bounces up in the air. Surprised to see him carrying the lap on. He's not. I take that back. I think he's just trying to do some section work by the looks of it. So he's hugging that tight. Yeah, he's trying to do what Aiden done there, where he doubled tight and then still manages to get that double out. Aiden's actually just done it behind him. Tagging the back end. That Suzuki, not the fastest bike on the track, as we know. Shall we, I mean, again, I hate to be that guy, but he's literally running default skins. Like stock skins that come with the OEMs. Let's just watch and see if there's any suspicious activity going on here. That bike seems to be accelerating very quickly in situations where it shouldn't do. Unless that's just netcode. How do you... And I'm not doing much commentating right now, sorry. I'm genuinely curious as to what I'm watching. Aiden going tight inside there, okay. And going on-off. Just interesting different line. What I'm not understanding right now is the way he's playing the game in terms of like the rider movements and positioning. It doesn't look like he should be capable of running the lap time that he has, if that makes sense. Like, you know when someone kind of looks new, like he's not scrubbing properly, the movements look quite stiff, like not really sitting down in the right places. That bike just looks to be accelerating so fast. And I don't think I've actually called anybody out for cheating yet since all this bullshit came about. So I don't really want to start now, but for a name that I've never seen, again, it could be somebody playing on an alias, on an alt account. There's just one or two situations here where the movements don't quite match up to what I'm seeing out of the bike. We're gonna move away from that. We got Willie's in here. Willie's in second place right now in this server alone. Tyler did go faster. He went 2 tenths faster. If I was a betting man, I would put money on Tyler to be on the top of the qualifying leaderboards overall. We'll see. Again, I don't want to like influence people's opinions. I'm generally curious as to what you guys think from what you've just saw there from 2 laps of Gregory. It seems it's odd. Like again, it could be netcode. Where's he from? What's his ping looking like? He's only on 60 ping. Don't know. I feel like something suspicious is going on there, but I don't want to just straight up call it out. You know, it could be nothing. Chase is in 3rd right now. He just completely boofed his lap. Where are the pits? Our pits are here. Well, let's watch Chase for a lap. Chase is very much more an outdoors guy, in my opinion, than indoors. In terms of outdoors, he just has so much pace and consistency. Indoors, he's still obviously very, very quick, but... And it's weird seeing him riding the Yamaha as well. He's usually very much a KTM enjoyer. The Yamaha does give you a little bit more leeway, if that makes sense. Where you can get away with kind of casing or slightly over jumping jumps a little bit and still get the next section. Whereas if you're on the KTM, you do have to be very, very precise in hitting your marks. Dragging the brakes in the air, hear him squeaking all over the place. It's crazy work. Yeah, he boofed that straight back to the pits as well. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Oh, I thought he was about to hit the intentional front flip there. I haven't seen anybody do that yet. This would be a perfect jump for it. I don't think it's banned in DDC stuff, only in aerial, so people would definitely be able to gain time. It says you land this, as the suspension compresses and the front wheel pops up, you could definitely front flip this next table and stay lower. I'd be curious now to see if anybody watching the stream will actually do it. Don't know if these boys have me open in the background at all. Willie overjumped that triple, so he wasn't able to get the big line. He boofs it right before the finish line. Seeing Caden here. Is that a... Yeah, Husky 450 that he's on as well. Don't see too many Husky 450s going around these days, but he's in 4th in qualifying in this server. Kind of want to watch the Manly Hour again. I want to see where he is. Again, probably shouldn't give him too much attention, because it could turn out to be nothing. Here he is. But yeah, you know, when it's just a bit odd. You know, he's only 2 seconds off of Tyler's quali lap, which actually he's run a better lap than I would have. And it's the way that he's riding. It looks very, very stiff. I haven't actually seen his back wheel lose grip once yet. He's running stock skins, so, I mean, it doesn't count for much, but it shows you the kind of level of... Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just... The way he's accelerated there... He hasn't even scrubbed this properly. He's jumped it. So getting the acceleration from here to be able to step over that table, that's a big gap. That's a really big gap to get. I am confusion. Oh, says the GUID matches. We got clips. Mystery, if you're part of my Discord at all, can you put them in general just so I can have a look? Because if the GUID's matches and you have blatant evidence of him cheating elsewhere, then I will let Aiden know so he doesn't make it through to the races. Because like, if it is obvious that they're cheating, it's really, really not fair for other people competing if they don't get a chance to make it in. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I've got this massive... it's not a god complex. I don't know the exact way of wording it. I love justice, if that makes sense. I love if people were cheating. I like people getting the punishments they deserve. Does that make sense? Is that the right way of wording it? Like, if someone's doing something shitty, I think they should be punished for it. Chase just sending the finishing line there. He went a little bit quicker again. I've noticed that Gregory did go back to the pits, and he hasn't... Oh, here we go. He's back again. So they only have 2 minutes left. So my biggest thing when it comes to racing games and what makes me enjoy racing is the integrity of it and knowing that everyone's on an equal playing field. So some of this bullshit, it just it triggers me so much, which is probably why I haven't been embracing it so much. You enjoy being a snitch? A snitch isn't the right word. The snitch is like if you shouldn't really do something, but if you think people should just be allowed to go and cheat and do whatever they want and ruin other people's races, that's when I kind of draw the line. Let me have a look real quick. Yeah, if you can hopefully get that, get them clips into my Discord mystery before all the heat races start. It's just, there's part of me that's, I'm watching him like over jump things and then still really easily get the next triple when people are having to hit things perfectly, you know? And again, there's no soaking up jumps, there's no like just tiny little scrubs to stay low in rhythm sections. And I purely think his lap time is gained just from straight line speed right now. And obviously there's a limit to how fast you can go in a straight line in this game unless you are doing something that you shouldn't be doing. But I'm so... He's fucking cheating. I'm sorry. I hate to just be that blatant with it. You do not jump. He hasn't even tried manualing over this. You do not jump into the face of this and get enough speed to be able to clear the quad that easily. That is... Yeah, he's up to no good, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I've done this shit for far too long. I've spent 5,000 fucking hours on this game. I know how the bike should and shouldn't react. Let me message Aiden. Sorry, I had to let him know. Generally, that's my first one that I've found. Like, in terms of, like, looking at... It's not blatant. It's not blatant, you know. But it's suspicious enough to be, like, 99% sure. He's got a better gaming chair, that's true. Maybe he's not even gone down the gaming chair route at all. Maybe he's just got Herman Miller, and he's just spent far too much money on the chair. Just better hertz monitor, you know, better resolution, all that good stuff. Bike's got them factory internals. You know what I mean, though. There's no reason to be accelerating that quickly. Like it's not good. It's like if we take this section in particular, the way the game works. Like, so he's taken off here. You'll see everybody else when they. Actually, I think the server's just finished, so nobody's going to be hitting it. You'll watch everybody else. They will try and pop a wheelie from here to downside this roller because you need to get the drive of the back wheel from here all the way up the face of this, and you have to stretch it to step over. Whereas he was just able to jump into the face of this and still accelerate forwards. Instead, it didn't bounce him like really high in the air. He just carried on accelerating in a straight line and made it over easy. So it just looks like it looks hella fishy. Hella fishy. Isn't Willie a cheater as well? Willie did have the cheats. I believe after he made that TikTok, he was in discussions with Nico about it because obviously with Nico being in charge of a lot of these series, he needs to try and find as much evidence or ways of finding cheaters as possible to ban them. So I think he was actually working with Willie at the same time to basically see if they could deconstruct the whole thing. So I think that's why Willie's got a bit of a pass. And obviously there is always like an element of trust involved in there as well. And I will... Obviously I have to be honest when I say there will be personal biases that come into play, because I've met Willie in person in Italy when we done that LAN event, and I don't see him as the kind of person that would just cheat all the time. But from what I see out of Willie's gameplay, it doesn't look anything like what I just saw then with Gregory, for example. I can't like point it and be like, that bike is not behaving in the way that it should behave. So I generally do think that was the first person I've looked at and gone, yeah, that's not quite right there. I'm not sure what's going on. But there you go. That is qualifying done. I'm pretty sure Tyler will be at the top of the board there. But just for perspective, I want to kind of contrast what we just saw Gregory do with what I done. We'll load it up as well. So I'm going on the Yamaha as well, so I'll be on the same bike. Cam's just in a different qualifying session. No, you might need to stick to the outdoors, Chase. You need to leave the indoors for the actual fast boys, and then go fast. So that, you know what I'll do? I'll even do the favour. I'll put 1 litre of fuel in. 1 litre of fuel. And we'll show you an example. So, what he's done there, if I set a little track mark here. So what these boys want to do is they'll drift a little bit out wide. They'll pop the front wheel up and then downside that roller. So your back wheel is in contact with the ground from the downside of the roller all the way up the face of this, and then you stretch it a bit to get the quad. Whereas if you go a little bit too tight, you don't quite get the oomph, so the quad's not quite as doable. You come up short in the same way that if you don't wheel the roller and you just jump into the face of that, again, you don't get the oomph. So what he done, he just hit this wide open, jumped into this, landed there, and somehow still managed to accelerate far enough to get up and over the quad. And you know when it just doesn't make sense, he's able to get enough forwards momentum in the space of half a bike length's worth of running room. So it's just something not quite right there. You have to make sure that your back wheel's on the ground tracking you forwards. It's the same way when he would downside this, his bike just shot off like really, really fast after that. There were some other places where he was downsiding things and the bike was just going way too fast. Don't think I saw his back wheel break traction once, even when hugging tight in sides. And it was the body movements, more so in the air and stuff. You could see that he wasn't like an amazing player because he just looked really stiff. Like he wasn't scrubbing things, he was just using all straight line speed. So there was just quite a few things that didn't really add up to me there in what he was doing. Very, very odd. No, Robin's not generally mad. Robin's just a big old troll. He's always giving me shit. So don't think that like Robin is genuinely rage baiting. Robin be like that. Thank you very much, loser. I'm not planning on commentating anything like soon. I believe I'll be commentating next year's GPs. Other than that, I've got no like future plans at all. Where is? I'm looking for my MXB. There it is. Am I logged in? No, of course I'm not logged in. Always getting logged out of my MXB. Yeah, Aiden's removed Gregory from the heats. Oh, thank you for letting me know that, Travis. I appreciate that. Very important DM. It's it is important though, like all bullshit aside, when you do see something that obviously doesn't add up, just let the relevant people know, and then if it comes to light that they are up to no good, they can get rid of them. But I like to think I haven't wasted 5,000 hours of playing this game without at least knowing a thing or two on how the bike should and shouldn't react. Right, qualifying times. Actually, I need to update the overlay as well. There we go. So, Tyler, fastest with a 1:19.1. That is absolutely disgusting. Splash, second with a 19.2. Willie in third with a 19.5. Cam only in 4th with a low 20, so Cam not vibing with this track as much as some of the others. I do think this track is a very different style to some of the others. This one's a bit more open. The others have been a bit more tight and technical. Just want to do some research real quick. It's all just blank. He's got one MX point. So what's that? I mean, that means he's done like one race ever. You know what would be nice on this website is if there was a way of looking at everybody's. Actually, this doesn't like expose any of my personal. Oh, it does. Jesus Christ! Thank God I closed that. It gives like my email address and everything. I wanted to see my racing. There we go. So we've got player dashboard. Apparently I've only got one win. Yeah, okay, I think this is chalked because it says I've only got 72 MX points. So I have no idea how all that works. I want to see if there was like... It would be nice if you could see everybody's previous races, you know? And go from there. Let's hop into this heat race as well, just whilst I'm doing some research. Rider profile. There is a lot of Gregory's. Bear with me, gamers, whilst we're loading them. The 793. Boys, the conspiracy goes further. So I've got the guy's GUID. If any of you have been around for a while, he's had previous names. So his name has been Rax previously. His name has also been Greg the Legend previously. And the weird thing is, I don't think anybody brand new to the game would know who Greg the Legend is. Like, Greg is an OG of the game. So to impersonate Greg is really weird. So someone's been around for a while. But then you click on that, and it says rider not found. No idea. No point going into it any further, to be fair. He's been removed from this. MX Bikes, eh? Might be using the GUID switch thing. That wouldn't change their name, though. Prob Timos, no. Timos has shit internet. That guy's internet wasn't too bad at all. He only had 60 ping. No, I don't think Timos is about anymore. He just lurks and
Mr.
Talked
Price
out of his
became a
arse.
member.
He's here for the
Mr.
vibes.
Price celebrates 21 months of membership.
Thank you very much again, Price.
For much longer. Enjoy.
All Gucci. All Gucci. Right, we have got heat race number 1. Gamers, let me turn this speedo off at the bottom right. I don't know why I've got that on. There we go. Right. Troy heat win? I mean, I don't see it happening, but I'm all for you guys, going for it. Oh, I didn't even know that Ryder did videos with Greg back in the day. I mean, that's fair. That's fair that they'll know him from that. So, what barkers have we got in here? Ken's in here, by the way. Is he on a 450 now? No, Ken's on the 250 still. Interesting. I'm curious to see how he does on that thing. We've got Troy in here. We've got Caden in here. Neon, Jake, Davey, Tyler, Willie. Got some fast boys. Willie either sleeping on the gate or choosing not to go. Tyler getting a good jump. Neon moving over though. Pushes Tyler into the bales there. That actually worked into Tyler's favour because it slowed him down. Ready for the next section. Troy with a great start, but he's going to get into it with Neon in the first rhythm section. So that is going to mean once the server settles down and stops lagging on me, Tyler is going to lead them through into the first rhythm section with Jake hot on his heels. Dizzle looking to go up the... that's Davey, sorry, looking to go up the inside of him. Davey... don't think he was on Evoke last week. So people seeing what Davey's made of last week, he's getting a new ride on the Evoke team. Although they did not send him any gear. He's just running default stock Barboso gear as well. So we'll see how that works out for him. And right now, he is absolutely munching Jake's booty cheeks. He's going to go to the inside. Jake jumping wide. Both giving each other enough room. Oh, Davey jumping there, crossing back and forth underneath each other. That was really, really nice. Davey going for the big quad. Comes up a little bit short, but he gets the front end over. He slaps it down, so he's all right there. We've got Kiki Wiggy in P4, CM in P5, Vixnev in 6th. Troy and Neon both remounting, both next to each other again. Is Neon going to go up the inside? Going for a very, very aggressive pass there on Troy. Troy heads up to it though, looked over his shoulder, cut back underneath. That seemed a bit malicious there from Neon. I would have expected if he was going for a normal pass, he would have gone way further inside than he did. So maybe Neon feeling that Troy had done him dirty in that first lap crash. It just looked like a bit of a racing incident to me. We'll see how this progresses now. You can see Troy trying to cover his insides. He's a bit scared of Neon being right behind him now. He's going to go for the same thing again. Neon jumping over to the right. Runs Troy high. Pushes him over the berm. Troy not going down low. He's going to get going again fairly quickly. Dizzle crashing into the frame. He's trying to look for a top 9 is Dizzle. I believe he's made every single main event so far in this series. The brightest man on the track, certainly. He's rocking that fluorescent gear. Tyler going OTB through the whoops. That's going to allow Jake to move up into the first place position. Tyler going from 1st down to 4th with that one little mistake there. Quite a costly one. He was going really quick through them whoops. And Vixnev up here as well, the man from Australia on the Ramen Co machine. Top 5, looking like they've cleared the rest of the field here. Neon must have gone down again already or made a mistake because Troy is already back past. And I have a feeling that Troy wants nothing to do with Neon right now. I think he'd rather be anywhere else on the track rather than around him. As Neon's going to go back to the inside. Just absolutely cunts Troy there. No intention of turning for the corner. Neon's out for blood, clearly. Not happy with something. That's one of them where it's like, you know what, even if Troy did take you out on lap 1, you've had your piece, you've sent him over a berm once, there's no need to really keep adding to it over and over again. So that's actually going to move Troy down to... God, what position will Troy be in there once the timing all updates? I think he's going to be outside the top 9. I think he's losing out on a transfer spot right now. He is. That's him in 10th position. There are some cuts coming into play. Troy coming up a little bit short there on the finish line. Clearly, he shouldn't have hit it on the 85, making it for a TikTok video. He's going to get going through the whoops. Lots of people right on his tail as well. Ken's the sole 250 rider in this lobby. He is circulating in 15th position right now, just in front of his other Moto Academy teammate, actually. I lied. Caden is also on a 250. He's got 2 Husky 250 riders in 15th and 16th. Kind of to be expected, even if your 1 lap pace isn't far off of the 450s around here, you're putting yourself at such a disadvantage out of the gate. You're always going to be struggling to make much time up. So I imagine we'll see both of those going through to the LCQ. Let's work our way back to the front and see who's leading us around. It is still Jake. So Jake hasn't done many of these races, but the ones that he has shown up in, he's put in some really solid performances. We've got Keegan chasing him down, trying to see if he can go through with the best gate pick into the main event. And Tyler has found his way around Davey up into P3. Vixnev in a bit of a lonely P5 right now. Big gap in front and behind him. CM still circulating on that AO machine in 6th. Eggshit and Dizzle now going to be going at it. Dizzle's made up quite a few positions in these last 2 laps or so. So he's already up into a transfer spot. Now he's just competing for gate pick at this point. Just trying to get better and better gate selection. Grant jumping through here as well with Willie on his tail. Willie's shown really good pace in that qualifying session earlier on. And we saw that he intentionally checked up out the gate to see if he could hug the inside and pass people. Didn't seem to work out that well. He is in the final transfer spot right now, just in front of the Jan. Troy getting going again. Neon is behind him again. So I'm not sure if, at this point, Neon's going for some Deegan-esque tactics and slowing up, waiting for Troy to take him out again, or if Neon's just making mistakes off of his own back. Choosing to hug that inside there and jump over the table rather than going outside and sending it, which I think is the smart move. You know, that the table, it's not too difficult to downside the single after it, but for consistency's sake, especially as the erode comes in later in the race, I think hugging that inside and hitting just the table itself will be quite beneficial. You can see the erode coming in already. These whoops are starting to get really, really choppy. If we zoom in on this one in particular, you can see how cupped out it's getting and the ruts forming. I think this could be Tyler's doing, by the way. Tyler did ask Aiden if they could increase the erode, and I'm all for it. Sitting here in the booth, it will certainly make my job a bit more interesting. Speaking of Tyler, he's going to work his way through here. Going to hit the NSP Arch in 2nd place, as they have about, I think they've got 3 laps left, I think, if they include this one as well. Green Frozen. Thank you.
30 months of membership. Hi.
Thank you very much, Christers. Thank you for the update, boys. I appreciate it. The only time that I like the spam. Sorry, we'll go back to it. Right here, you see how cupped out these whoops are getting already? Starting to get holes and ruts in them at the same time. Going away really quick, so you'll see probably more and more people getting bucked around through the whoops and see if they can survive halfway through. You know why that screen freeze happened? Is because I had display capture on over top of game capture, where I showed off the MyMXB website. I always forget to turn it off again, and that causes them freezes to happen. I don't know, like, it used to be fun. I used to be able to get away with it back in the day, and then like, as different MX Bikes updates came out, it just got more and more boofed. But you didn't miss out on any drama. Everyone's quite spread out so far. We've got Jake, Tyler, and Keegan rocking the top 3 positions. Vixnev has... Who's shit the bed here? Who's gone down? It was Davey. Where's Dave? Davey's retired. Davey was in top 5, and he's left. Davey got... Is this a game crash, the question mark, and he's retired after that, or did he get kicked? That's really weird. Really weird. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, not really sure what's happened there, to be honest. Right, let's re-rack him now. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So Jake still comfortably out in the lead. He's got 4.5 seconds with 2 laps left to go over your fastest qualifier, Mr. Tyler J. We have got Keegan in a lonely P3 right now. Same as Vixnev. No one really pressuring him straight away. Dizzle has made some incredible strides throughout the course of this heat race. He started not too hot, to be honest, and he's worked his way through. He's into 5th place right now and looking to chase down Mr. Vixnev, although it looks like there are some cuts coming into play. Looks like it's not an 8-second gap, as it's shown on timing. Neon sat in P7 just in front of Willie, who's now got himself up into a slightly better transfer spot. Stargame and CM working their way through. They're battling for 8th and 9th. And then the Jan is in P10. He will not be happy to be going to the LCQ for a 2nd week in a row. We'll see if he can put the pedal down, which he has actually. CM has gifted it to him. So that's going to move Troy up into the final transfer spot in that 9th position with about 1.5 laps left to go in this one. I kind of want to keep an eye on these two right here. There's not really any immediate battles happening anywhere else on the track. So we'll see if Troy can keep her up on 2 wheels, see if he can get straight through to the heat race. Hasn't got to go through any of that LCQ drama. His game crashed, okie dokie. I don't think the admins go out of their way to intentionally penalise anybody unless there's any sorts of like reports or complaints made. So I guess it's really up to Troy himself if he wants to kind of take any action against Neon, because I'm going to probably ruffle a few feathers here when I say this. I guarantee people probably want Neon penalised for that, but had no issue with what Deegan was doing to Shimoda in SMX. I'm going to leave it at that. So it's completely up to Troy if he wants to try and protest any of that. From my perspective, up in the booth, I think one attempt was plenty enough. I don't think he had to go back for seconds or thirds, but yeah, that's just me. Troy's still going to make it through. Thankfully, Neon's making it through as well. So at the end of the day, it's not too much damage been done. If Troy ended up going through to the LCQ or not making the whole night, then I get it. But I don't really see it being escalated any further than that. I think it is what it is. Dizzle has made his way around Vixnev now, but as you can see, again, if we look at the time on the left-hand side, it shows that he's currently 6 seconds behind. So God knows where Dizzle has been going off the track, what sights he's been seeing at the beginning of this race, but Buddy has a hell of a lot of cuts. He's actually going to overjump that triple in, which does not enable him to get the quad into the corner afterwards. These boys are just going for one straightaway left anyway. And even if Dizzle finished in front of Vixnev, I don't think he was ever going to actually get it. What's going in front of it? Oh, Lanson's a lap down, so that doesn't matter too much. So heat race number 1. Jake is going to get the win there, only by a second over Tyler. Tyler did catch up right at the end there. We then had Keegan in a lonely P3, Vixnev and Dizzle taking it down to the line in 4th and 5th, Willie and Neon battling up to the line in 6th and 7th, Stargame in 8th, and then Troy should come over the line for that final transfer spot in P9. So then everybody from Caden, who was actually on a 250, so only missing out by 1 position on a 250 is crazy work. He goes crossing 10th there. It does a little bit of X Games mode. So him all the way down to Davey will be going through to the LCQ. We could also say that Deegan's wasn't for a championship at the same time, because even if he passed Shimoda, Shimoda still would have won. But that's neither here nor there. I feel like Joe was the epitome of the, like, the fuck he said, well, like, what'd he say fuck me for meme. And it's like, well, you probably really should have focused your anger towards Levi, but there's all it is. Oh, you did put, oh, no, that's fine, Mystery. Thank you for putting it in there. Let me have a little watch quickly. Because I want to see if it's like blatant. Oh, I hear bikes revving in my ear. Hang on, I'm tapped out for a second.
Stream. Smiley face emoji.
Oh, that's a Godis one if ever I've heard it.
To log off. Smiley face
oh, thank you very much, Godis. I appreciate it. Caden's not on a 250. I swear that sounded like a 250. Let me have a double check. No, 450. You are completely correct. I don't know. My ears. You know, I'm getting old. Right, let's have a little watch this. Thank you, Godis, by the way. WWW. So this was the man in question that I called out in qualifying earlier that Aiden has banned for cheating. Let's see. I'm going to turn this down just in case there's music or anything like that. So this was the man in question. So this looks to be a 250 race, and he's riding a KX 250, which is notoriously slow. So let's have a little watch, shall we? See what drama's going on here. Pro membership for 20 months, Godis. Jesus, thank you so much.
Membership. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji.
What is... I'm trying to think of how easy the Roccos was to get over this year. I mean, I'm more looking at the speedo at the bottom right. He did just go from like 40 to 60 mile an hour in a very short amount of time on a Cowie 250. So the acceleration seems interesting. I mean, he's not even having to stretch things out, is he? It's kind of the acceleration just seems to be crazy, to be honest. For a KX 250 as well. I'm sorry, he's scrubbing the Roccos on a KX 250. Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that one. So it looks like the analysis from qualifying is looking to be true. It's very interesting. I mean, you guys all know more information on this than me because I just choose to try and ignore it as much as possible. Don't you have to pay daily for Kaizo? Yeah, it just looks like his straight line spin was insane, Aiden. And like the drive that he's getting on the downside of jumps was disgusting. And that whoop section that you're on about, when you turn right after that and you have to kind of wheelie or scrub that roller to then get the quad after that, he was just sending the roller into the face of the quad and then still getting the quad anyway. So yeah, I'm calling full bullshit on that. Could you imagine going out of your way to paying someone daily to cheat in MX bikes to not even win races? Crazy work. Crazy work. Oh, pardon me. um, has the server been taken down, Aiden, or is my game chalked? Oh, look at that, perfect timing. Thank you very much. Stream delay goes crazy. Server restart, we all hop back in there. The crazy thing is, you can tell that I don't play much like public lobby stuff anymore because that is the first one I've ever seen like in a lobby before in person. Now, I've seen like clips here and there get posted in Discords, but in terms of seeing it with my own eyes in a server, that's the first one that I've seen. Spectate Gregory, we can't anymore, unless that was you, Mr. Newley, going under different names and aliases. I know you said you wanted to try racing again. But no, we watched him during qualifying, and it looked fairly evident that he was up to no good. And then people have just showed us other clips from other series that he's done. So yeah, he got kicked from competing today. No main events for him. This is, I'm sorry, boys. This heat is so stacked. Ashton, Cam, Splash, Chase, Rush. I'm still going to call him Rush. I hate calling him Chapstick. Braden is always in these main events. Adam can be a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes he's really on form and others he struggles a bit. We got the track creator himself, Aiden, in here. Boy was like second in quali last week and had a good heat race. Davey had a really good... Oh, so we got two Davies. Never mind. This was the Davey that had a really good race last week and he's now on Club MX. I was looking at the other Davey that's now on Evoke. So we've got two Davies in here. We've got Aquas, who's in here as well, who is a very, very fast 250 rider usually, so we'll see how he does on the 450. I have a feeling JB's doing it as well, so he's come out of retirement for more than just the MX of Nations. He's doing an actual bit of racing also. There's going to be somebody in this race that goes through to the LCQ that you would expect to make it through to the main event, I think. There's just too many fast people. Don't forget about you, Ocean. No, I still hold a grudge. You took me out one time in... Oh God, what was the series? It's one that Austin Crank made. You took me out in like one heat race, and then, you know, salty ever since. So we can't include you in there anymore. Do you even remember which one it is? It's your favourite NSP track so far? Honestly, as soon as I set wheels on this track, I knew people would enjoy it. Aiden might not be able to respond to this because he's getting ready to race right now. But can you confirm, Aiden, if the scaling of this is all the same as other rounds? Because to me, how it feels larger scaled. So it really does remind me more of the old school DDC tracks. And it looks like other people competing are thinking the same thing. Like it just feels good. So we'll see. Did you send me... Yes, you did. Yeah, let me download this quickly, Alex, before the gate drops. Oh, you're taking the piss. I swear you send me the same link every week. Like, it's always like 1.1 gigs. Or can we make it so you only send me the new stuff? Because I feel like you send me everything and it's just all the same shit, plus like one new skin. Because getting me to download a gig of skins every single week is crazy work. I dread to think how big your like Photoshop file sizes and stuff is. Right. Caboso, MX Bikes, mods. Let's see how many files I have to replace here to back up my point. Just thinking about it. Replace 73 items. Bumberclut. I've heard the klaxon sound as well. You know what? We should be alright. Yeah, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. There we go. We're going to rack them up. Where's the start gates? From the outside the stadium this time. So, we have got Mr. NA SMX champion, Mr. Splash of Splash Performance Suspension. We have got Cam on the Moto Academy with the red plate in here as well, looking very snazzy indeed. I do think the Moto Academy bikes that they made for Nations were some of the best looking bikes on the track, so W there. We've got Boy, we've got Chapstick, we've got Ashton, Chase, Braden, Adamos, JS7, we've got JB, we've got Ocean. I mean, everybody in these 11 gates inside the box can make it through to the main event tonight. So revs are up. We're going to see who makes it into this first corner first of all. See how it goes. Gate is down. Splash with a good jump. He's actually going to move over to the left, blocking Mr. Cameron Box to the inside there. So Splash should lead us through. He does get the whole shot indeed. Closely followed by Mr. Aquas. Aquas is going to dive up the inside, hugging the inside as well. A few of these boys choosing to hug that tight inside. Cam going around the outside, sending it long. Does jump off the side of the track though. He's going to have to try and get back on. That's probably going to give him at least 1 second of cuts there. So Splash is going to lead us over the tunnel jump on lap number 1. Aqua's coming up a little bit short there. That's going to allow Adam to pull a few bike lengths. That's also going to let Cam pass him early on, so he's going to drop from 2nd down to 4th. We've then got Mr. 450 NA Outdoors Champion, Mr. Chase Black, in the 5th position right now, with Ocean just behind him. Ocean always shows good speed in Supercross. We have Wes, who's no stranger to the main events this year. He is rocking in P7 with Rush in P8 just behind him. We have Champ, who's a new one for me. I'm not sure if I've seen him race before. He's up in here in contention. And then Ashton, your NA 250 Outdoors champion, trying to get into the main event also. We have the lone yellow bike out on the track, Mr. Aiden. He is going to try to work his way through. And some people will feel a certain kind of way about... Oh, as Cam had gone down, actually, and he causes some carnage there as he's trying to get going again. Some people will feel a certain way about Aiden competing in this when he's made the track, but from my own experience, it doesn't give you an advantage at all. Most of the time he spent playing this is just testing alternative rhythm lines. He's not going to have gone for hot laps at all, to be honest. So I see no issue with Aiden trying to work his way through, especially since he's doing it on the Dookie as well. All sorts of carnage at the end of the whoops here, and Aiden just choosing to check up on the inside. Aiden's one of them people, he will happily take a slower line every single lap for the sake of consistency. So I expect to see him making it through on consistency alone. He's not going to be the fastest man on the track, even by a second, but he will just do the same lap over and over and over again, try and stay out of carnage and do the best job he possibly can do. I don't know if Cam's off a little bit tonight, but he is not putting in that standard performance that he has done the last few rounds. I have noticed that Mr. Brock Williams has not shown up tonight. So I'm pretty sure that removes Brock from the championship contention, even after we dropped 2 rounds by the end of the season. I think Brock's missed too many now to be in contention. So now it's down to, I think, Splash and Mr. Rush Chapman to try and do it. And Splash setting the tone early on today. He's out in the lead, and he's already boasting an almost 5-second lead over Rush, who has just made the pass on Chase there. They're going to go free into this corner at once. Adam getting the elbows out, pushing Chase off the track, and actually hurting his own performance there in the meantime. I don't think he meant to go in quite as heavy as he did. That's going to mean Chase loses out on 2 positions, and Adam gains 1 and loses 1 at the same time, so he's going to stay neutral. We've now got Wes on the back of these 2 as well. Ocean filling in behind here, and Aiden right on the back of Ocean as well. And Aiden's Suzuki suspension, I've used it before. It's so strange. He's got like 0 swing arm and some weird settings that are maxed out here and not put to 0 in other places. But it works for him. You know, he's run the same thing for so long. He's comfortable with it. He knows exactly what the bike's going to do in any situation. And you can see he's not even able to really like hard scrub his way through these rhythm sections because he needs all of that power from the bike. He can't afford to check up anywhere. He just has to straight air everything and try and stretch every little jump to get up and over it. But he's doing it for the banana enjoyers. As Wes and Adam are going to go down at the end of that section there, that's going to give Aiden another position on the track. So he's just working his way comfortably into that top 9 overall. Splash is pulling out his lead even more in front of Rush. And Cam now actually back up into that P3 spot on the back of Rush. Going to take alternative rhythms here. Cam's going to quad. Rush is going to stay a little bit lower, so that is going to give him the advantage going into the turn. Both going to go triple quad here, I believe. Yep. And then going to try and scrub this Supercross triple as low as possible. So then you get all of that momentum moving forwards. Then scrub this next quad as well. And I see Cam's choosing to like try and almost tire tap this little roller here. Just taps off the top. It's just randomly changed my camera angle from free roam to broadcast for some reason. I did not tell MX Bikes to do that, but you know what? We'll go back again. Thank you very much, game. Rush being very defensive here, actually moved to the left-hand side there, did not give Cam any room to go, so Cam almost running to the bows, has to check up. Aiden somehow getting that quad over on the Suzuki. That's probably the most impressive thing that I've seen all night. He's pressuring Ocean here for this top 5 position, and Aiden didn't think he was going to be able to make it through after seeing the stacked heat race that we had, but he's doing really well so far. Chase going down, getting kind of stuck off the track there. He's going to remount, no urgency really, although if you look behind him, there is a whole train of riders working their way through this rhythm section. What's the final spot right now? We've got Wes, looks to be in that 9th and final spot. We've got people like JB and Aqua's not inside of a transfer spot just yet. They're going to be trying to fight to get in. The road is definitely turned up today, I feel like. The corners and the whoops going away much quicker than usual. JB holding on to it barely. I thought he was definitely going to be going down there. Ashton and Boy kind of going back and forth here as well. Braden is the last person looking into a spot here. Wes is in that 9th spot, so we've actually got a battle going on for that last transfer position. Both taking alternative lines again. I love the way that those two sections link together. You have to think about this section all the way at the start of this section here. And I love that Aiden's made a track that makes you have to think about it. Boy messing up. That's going to give Ashton another spot. So then Ashton will only need to gain another 2 positions to try and get his way through into the top 9. So Braden is now the man in danger with Wes just behind him. He's going to be just behind Champ and Adam Ertz. I mean, all these guys just all on top of each other. And Aiden's actually moved his way up into P4 now. Ocean going up the inside of Chase, but keeping it very clean and respectful. Definitely could have ran him wide there, but chooses to check up and just filter in behind. Chase bouncing his way through that rhythm. Wasn't the cleanest in the world, but he still got the job done. Got Rush is working his way through. He's in a bit of a lonely position right now. So is Cam all by himself in 2nd place. But Splash, man on a mission right now. He's logging the same lap times every single lap. Doing exactly what he needs to do. Got the whole shot. Logging his laps. Getting it done. He should get across the line before time expires. There should be 1 more lap to go after this. Or 2 laps left to go. Sorry. By the time he gets across the finish line. So Cam is currently 8 seconds behind him in 2nd place. Still going to give him a really good gate selection for the main event. Rushing a little bit of a lonely P3. Although the train is coming. Aiden having to check up a little bit there. I think he wanted to cut down, but then sensed that Chase was right next to him. Chase has the better move. Aiden choosing to go inside. Some alternative lines again here. I do think outside triple quad is going to be far superior for these guys throughout the course of the night. But that downside in that triple in is quite tricky. It's very easy to overjump it. And then you won't be able to get the quad at all after that. But this is... I love seeing this. We've kind of got new gen champion. Chase winning the 2025 Outdoors Championship in NA. Then we've got the old gen champion with Aiden, who I think it was the 2021 Supercross Championship. It's around that era. So we've got one of the OGs of the community. And then... I mean, Chase is still very much an OG, but I feel like it's the last 2 years, really, that Chase has really come into form and started putting in them insane rides that we are now accustomed to seeing from him. And these two actually close him right up to the back of Rush. And if Aiden can get the banana bike on a podium here in the heat race, that'll be very impressive to me. Definitely the people's champ right now. I think people want to see Aiden do well. We've got Ocean and Adam still going at it with each other right here. Is Adam going to try and tee up an inside pass? No, comes up a little bit short as they come out of that section. Not able to get it done there. Champ is in 8th place right now. And it is Braden in that P9 spot with Ashton right on his booty cheeks. We got members of 2 of the biggest teams in the community right now. We've got Moto Academy and SPX Performance going at it. But unfortunately, the suspension through the whoops there not holding up too well for Mr. Ashton. Although it's working perfectly well for Mr. SPX himself, Splash out in 1st place, who's just extended his lead actually over on Cam by a 2nd in this last lap alone. So Wes was back in with a chance for a 2nd, but he's now making all sorts of mistakes. Look how many riders we've got. This is the end of a heat race pretty much, and we've still got so many people. JB going flying. He's off to the hospital, early trip home. We've still got the two different era champions going at it here as we're going to cross the line, going into this last lap. Some deeper road forming in this corner here, which is going to give them a great slingshot through the whoops. Chase is getting bucked around all over the place, holds it up onto two wheels as well. So that's going to enable Ocean to close in on him and Adam Ertz to make the pass on Chase as well. Chase going to go back up the inside here, but he's just holding this tight line, just using to get over the table. So then what's this rhythm here off the table? They just go triple, triple, triple again. I don't like how he has to jump really high off of this table at the end. I do think that slows you up just a little bit, but I could be wrong. I mean, it didn't look like he lost too much time. Adam Ertz trying to come alongside Aiden here, but Aiden will command the inside into this next corner. I think Aiden should definitely be transferred here. Oh, I saw a little mistake there. Did he go down? Rush does go down. He gets whiskey, hits X Games mode, hits the backflip. Just typical 450 things. You go from sliding out to backflipping in the space of half a second. So that is going to move Aiden up into P3. If he can hold on for the next couple of corners, he will put the Dookie up onto the podium, which I don't think anyone would have saw coming. Oh, he comes up short in the rhythm. That's going to label Chase to come up alongside him. Is he going to dive to the inside in this next corner? Yes, but not to make the pass. He's just keeping it nice and tight. Just not letting anybody try and pass him. I think Chase is going to hold on to that P3 up to the finish line. It's just a straight line at this point. Don't really think anything could go wrong for him. So Splash is going to cross the line. He is your Heat Race 2 winner. Cam in P2. Did close the gap a little bit on the end there. So Cam looking in good form for the main event. Chase is going to go across in third. Aiden in fourth. Great ride on the Suzuki. We've got Ocean in fifth. Rush dropping down to sixth on the last lap there. Adam Ertz in seventh. Braden in eighth. Ashton gets up into that ninth spot. Looks like he barely takes it from Champ as they go across the line. There was only 0.3 in it. Can we rewind that and see just how close that was at the finish, or if there was cuts? No, I think there was a second of cuts involved there. Ashton managing to leapfrog him, but a great heat race there. I mean, the first two had kind of checked out. From third to 10th, 9 seconds. If that, 8 seconds, actually. My maths was wrong. My apologies. This track, it looks like it's opening up for some really, really good racing. I just want to check in with Splash's analysis. So it looked like he was running really consistently there. There he is. Yeah, 20, 20, 21, 20, 22. So, really, really good stuff. We'll see how that main event goes, because already we've got some really, really fast boys through here. Coltrane's having a rough time right now. I only saw Cole off the start, actually. Can you send me your bike pain? If you are very quick, yes, Vixnev, you can. And just tell me what bike it goes on to, just so I drag it onto the right thing as well. I have to close and reopen my game anyway, because I need to make sure the Moto Academy skins update. So if you do it real quick, I can do them all at the same time. So that is your heat races done. We're going to be going through to the LCQ next. Download your gear. You've not sent me anything, Jake. Or have you put it... I've not been checking NSP Discord if there's a skins thread in NSP. Skins thread. Yeah, I've not gone through here at all. There you go. You're in my DMs now. Right. I'll do this really, really quickly before we get into this LCQ. I don't want to be the reason that we hold the night up. Right. Is that done? Downloads. Open, WinRAR, Paboso, MX Bikes. Mods, drag. Done, done, close, play. Right. You kind of wish you did every round now. I think if every round kind of flowed in the same way that this round in particular does, I think it would be so stacked every single time. I couldn't tell you why this round feels different to me. But it really does feel like one of those more old school DDC style tracks. It's getting a bit toasty in here though. Gonna have to turn the fan on. Brock broke his collarbone. That's no excuse. You don't need your collarbone to play MX Bikes. Tyler's got half of a back and he's still playing no problem. It's all good. You got to be committed to it. Yeah, I imagine anybody that doesn't race these is riding in real life since they are at 3 Eastern on a Sunday for the US folk. It's like prime riding hours. Your mods folder is gone. I'm pretty sure if you just reload the game, it will create a mods folder for you again. If not, I have no idea what you've done. I really don't. I don't think that's a problem many people have ever had. Right, LCQ time, boys. I'm very interested to see what names we're going to have in here. Because I already know we've got Caden and Ken's from race 1. I didn't actually hang around to look at the results long enough from that heat 2 to see who went through to the LCQ. I've been playing the shit out of Battlefield 6, Cray. So, what's the date today? It's the 19th today, so the game has literally been out for 9 days at this point. I have 88 hours in Battlefield 6 in 9 days. Now, granted, I do leave it open a little bit in the evenings when I'm not actually playing. I would say active time is probably like 75 hours, which is still an insane amount of time. I've just been grinding all the challenges, you know. I've got all of the... So when you go into challenges, you've got like 4 sections. You've got like weapon, like class, blah, blah, blah. I've done all of the weapons. I've done all of the one next to that. I've done 7 out of 8 of the classes. And I've done like 3 out of whatever of the unit as well. I've been grinding. When COD is an L, and I actually have no desire to play Black Ops 7 anymore. Now I'm on the Battlefield grind. I can't do anything about that, Slowy. I'm not an admin. I'm just in here watching. You need to ask in the Discord about it. I mean, there's 20 people in here, so there's the right amount of people. So are you sure that you should be in it? No, two different Davies. I made that same mistake earlier, Dizzle. Kit check. Let's have a look. Who's on the track? Who's been a naughty boy? Murphy. Let's go to the pits. Oh. Well, oh, hang on. People still loading in. There we go. I can see boys' gear. I can see Lanson. I mean, actually, is anybody on Moto Academy even in the LCQ? Oh, Ken's was. I just don't see him anywhere. 22 for LCQ. We're waiting on 2 more then. So, I don't think... now I think about it, I don't believe I actually saw even a glimpse of Steiner in either of them heat races. So, let's remove the 250 versus 450 thing, just in terms of names that I would expect to be in a main event. Steiner, Kens, Boy, Davey, Eggshit's been in a few of them. Coltrane has the potential to get in, depends how his start goes. The other Davey, Aquas, Wes has been in quite a few main events so far. JB has the potential to get through. JS7's been in a lot of main events. There's going to be a few unhappy people going home early tonight. He got 46th in quali. Are we talking about Slowy? Slowy, you're not meant to be in this race if you qualified 46th. That's not how that works. Oh, Stin never... Oh, sorry, you're on about Steiner. Steiner never qualified, he got 46th. Is there some suspicious... Unless Steiner might not be racing, to be fair. He might have joined as a racer by mistake, because I know he likes making edits for these things. So he might not be joining as a competitor, he could just be in here to save the screenshots. He might have just joined with the wrong thing by mistake. He says there that he's an alternate. So I don't think that's I don't think it's special treatment. I'm hoping that doesn't mean that the server will be boofed or someone won't get to go to the start gate because he's joined as a racer rather than a spectator. Yeah, we're meant to have 22 in here, and we currently actually have 20 if we remove Steiner from that list. I sent BP a screenshot because the actual Moto Academy posted all of the dates for next year's schools. And there's the only one that they're doing in the UK next year. And I sent it to BP, and he was like, not going to fucking Cornwall for 5 days. But he's going to be busy with, they're going to be at Arnhem, because one of the AJP riders IRL was going to be doing some of the GP stuff, so he's busy anyway. I was like, do I want to travel 5 hours, stay at Cornwall for 5 days, do some IRL Moto Academy stuff? Join Moto Academy, I can go for free. Don't think it's worth it. I wouldn't want to be part of that awful MX Bikes team. No, I'm happy with my in-game situation. Different personalities and stuff anyway. So AJP is now just full of old fucks that can't see straight, and then Moto Academy is all the young whippersnappers. I've always been one of them people anyway that I don't actually feel like team matters. Like, if you just play and talk to the people that you want to play and talk with, I really don't feel like the letters after your name in game mean anything. Right. Do we think... I don't think it's possible for us to get an LCQ that is as stacked as last week's was. I mean, like, in terms of the battles that we had on the track. So we've got Mr. Kensington, whose gear I can see. You're welcome, Alex. We're going to see if he can get to that inside first, although he's on a 250. I expect to see Kens get the better initial jump because of that 250 traction. But then I imagine that the 450s after that will drag him. Aqua's got a great start there. He's going to be like a full bike length in front of everybody. Hugs that inside. Gets bumped up the arse a little bit. Ken's getting stuck in the bale slightly, and Ken's going down, getting caught up in drama there with Wes. So who's it going to be once everybody gets loaded in properly? It is going to be Mr. JS7 on the Club MX ride, leaping into lead right there, just in front of Champ and then Moto in third place. We've then got, is it Lahi or Leahy? Somebody will know in chat. Just so I pronounce it correctly for the whole LCQ. In that last transfer spot, Steiner did get off to a decent start as well. We'll see if he can keep her up on 2 and get his way through to a transfer position. JB diving to the inside there. Coltrane checking up and going back underneath. Good heads up riding from him. It's a great run through the whoops. So a little bit sketchy towards the end. Oh, JB getting very sketchy. And Davey making sure he finishes the job for him. That might be JB gone there. That was actually a really bad place to crash. I think he went past the tunnel jump. So that thing does have collisions. You can't get through it very well. So as we run, JS7 out in front. It says Davies out in front, but I can't see him. It's also not loaded his bike, so I think that could just be one of them weird MX Bikes moments where I can't see just one of the people. It happens every now and then. So Invisible Davey is out in the lead. We've then got JS7 in second, maybe. Moto in third. Champion fourth. Coltrane fifth. Steiner's going to dive to the inside of Aqua's. Gets the elbows out. I think Aqua's probably should have just stayed a little bit higher in the berm there, because Steiner did give him a little bit of room. But Aqua's tried to stick into the main racing line. Didn't quite work out for him. He's going to get put about 5 spots worse off than where he was at originally. Welcome back, Price. Leahy, thank you very much, Dizzle. Is Leahy still up there? No, he's dropped way down. Must have made a mistake there in that opening lap. It's going to be really hard trying to keep track of everyone's positions now that I can't see Davey. But we've got JS7 in the lead, Davey in second, Moto in third. But at least we can see this battle for the 4th and final spot. We've got Champ jumping past Coltrane as Coltrane made a little bit of a mistake there. Cole was good in the whoops here last lap. Does he get another good drive? He does. He makes up a bit of time on Champ. Champ's back end kicking a little bit towards the last couple of whoops there. Have we got alternative lines? We do. We've got 2 guys stepping over. Champ stepping on. We'll see how this ends by the next rhythm section. It's a little bit sketchy here with people kind of crossing over each other in this double roller section. But then they actually filter back to the same line for the end of this section, so it doesn't have as much of an impact as I first thought. I kind of want to stay on board with this battle here. It's always fun watching the last transfer spots. Doesn't look to be any cuts coming into play either. It's all as it runs. Right now, swing these 3. Champ catching that bit back wheel just a little bit. So now Coltrane's going to hit the quad. Actually jumping past Champ. Champ gets a good drive though, getting that back wheel down to the ground. Cole got a little bit sketchy over that little tyre tap before the finish line. Champ going tight inside, but he's going to give himself a bad run through the whoops now. Cole cutting down, getting a good drive. Actually moving over to the right there to make sure Champ can't go back underneath, but he goes a little bit too far, can't get stopped in time. So then Champ's going to go back underneath him after the whoop section. Alternative lines coming out into play here in this next rhythm. Cole's going to go higher, Champ's going to go low. Cole went a little bit long. Does he get the triple? Barely gets it. He had to stretch it out. That's what a normal bike looks like, not what Mr. Gregory was doing in qualifying. And now Champ's going to make the little mistake. Cole getting a great drive on the downside of that table. Does make the mistake after that, though. So these boys just trading mistakes here back and forth, with neither of them wanting to get that final transfer spot. But then just in front of them, they do have Moto. If he makes one mistake, then both of these two are going to pounce on him. Hello, Sonny. Welcome to the stream. I've never ever watched an episode of Trailer Park Boys. I know some of you are going to be upset to hear that. I've only just seen the occasional clip here and there. I apologise. Maybe I'll add it to the watch list at some point. I don't watch a whole lot of TV these days. I'm usually just watching like 1 hour to 2 hour long YouTube documentaries at this point. Oh, Champ's going to make a mistake. Cole could not capitalise. He tried going underneath there, but he just wasn't able to cut down tight enough. He was going to run into the back of Champ. So these two are going to try and send it as far as they can. This has been a great battle, this last spot. Champ moving over to the left. I'm not sure if that's trying to block Cole's inside line or if he just wanted to move out of the way so he didn't run into the back of Moto. But these lot going wheel for wheel. Moto getting sketchy through the whoops. Cole's going to go up the inside. He takes Champ down. I don't know if that was fully intended to be that aggressive. I saw Cole getting a bit sketchy in the last couple of whoops. Probably just couldn't brake in time. But he's now going to go past Moto. Moto's going to try and get going again. Oh, a bit of a sketchy track re-entry there. But unfortunately, he does not take Boy down with him. That's going to mean Boy's going to move up into the final transfer spot now. I think that's promoted Boy up into... Is that the spot or is Champ in the spot? We'll see when they hit the next timing gates. But we've still got JS7 leading these boys by an entire 5.5 seconds. We've got the Invisible Davey in P2. We have then got Coltrane moving his way up into P3 with that aggressive pass at the end of the first set of whoops. And then Boy is now up into P4 on that Club MX machine. So Champ's going to have to get a move on. Now you've got 2 minutes plus 1 lap left to go in this LCQ. Let's have a look a little bit further back, see who's down here that shouldn't be. Aqua's, he's probably wanting to go through there. We also have Davey, who had a really good round last week. He's not going to be making it through. Egg shit down a bit bad as well. Steiner and CM getting into each other. There's Steiner's rage quit of the week, so he's gone as well. He's had enough. Grant's down here a bit bad. Who else? We've got Lanson's just still circulating. JB's had a bit of a stinker after going down on lap 1. That's going to be the extent of it, really. As they go across the line, Boy in that 4th place. We have, I believe, 2 laps left to go. We'll see if J7 can get to the finish line in time to add another lap onto the counter. These positions here is what it's all about, though. That's going to be a short edit from the side. Oh my Christ, Champ jumping into the back of Boy. Need to rewind that. I looked at chat for a split second. So Champ diving to the inside. I don't know if... That is not a dive to the inside to make the inside of the corner. That is a dive to the inside to kill whoever's on the outside of the corner. That was a move that was going for aggression right there. What order did they get back up in? That was... I don't know. He was so far back. I don't think he ever had any chance of making the pass there. And you kind of have to pick your moments sometimes, and I believe he might have finished too early there. Hopefully he doesn't carry that through to the bedroom. So, but they're going to get up in the same positions, though. Cole must have made a mistake, because even with these two going down, they are now right on his booty cheeks. So any one of these three could be into that final spot. Egg shit is so fat. Can we get a fat piece of bacon in the edit? Please. Please, Steiner. I know that's one of your favourite sayings these days. So, is he going to get across the line in time? He did indeed, so we're actually going to have 2 laps left to go in this one. JS7 still out in front. Davey 7 seconds behind, and although we can't see him, these two are getting quite close to Davey on track. So, Cole's in 3rd, Boy's in 4th, Champ in 5th after that kamikaze move here last lap. Getting a bit sketchy at the end of the whoops, he's going to go down. I'll be honest, that could be the final now, win the coffin for Champ. He's given himself a lot of work to do with only a lap and basically 3/4 left to go. Coltrane choosing to air it out, Boy choosing to stay low. Boy tagging the back end though. That's going to give Mr. Spencer some much needed breathing room there. Oh, Boy jumping into the face of that tunnel. Oh, I thought that was going to go a lot worse than it did. That's going to actually enable Champ to catch up a few bike lengths there, but then makes a mistake of his own. So these rhythm sections really catching people out. You have to have good timing around a track like this. Just make sure your back wheel lands in the right place at every given time. Oh, the whoops are starting to go away quite a lot. You saw Aqua's back end bouncing around all over the place there. I mean, Aqua's not completely out of it. If he can get around Champ and then he needs to hope for a mistake from either Cole or Boy up in front, he could definitely sneak his way through on maybe the last lap. He's got the speed for it right now. At the moment, it looks like he's moving pretty good. Cole's giving himself a couple of bike lengths on Boy, who's then got a couple on Champ. We've got Davey back here as well, another Club MX FXR rider hoping to get through into the main event. His teammate JS7 out in front doing exactly what he needs to do. But JS7 has gone through the finish line, so he's going to start his last lap. Davey in 2nd, Cole in 3rd. Boy in 4th. Aqua's making that aggressive pass up the inside. Champ checks up and dives back underneath. Great heads up riding. Aqua going to go to the inside. Goes down. Doesn't take Champ with him, but Champ going a little bit far wide there. Couldn't get the front end to lock in and turn in time. So he is going to get caught up in the bales just for a split second, but it's still time that he can't really afford to lose. So all eyes are on this man right here. Can he keep it up on 2 wheels and get that final gate pick for the main event? Oh, he overjumps that a little bit. Does he get the triple? Barely gets over it. He has to dab the back end. Champ's just going to be going full send at this point. There's nothing else he can really do. I don't think by looking at timing there's any sorts of cuts coming into play. Tunnel jump's getting a bit weird, a little bit boofed. As Champ makes another mistake, that could do it. That could be it. I feel like this is Boy's one to lose as he's tagging back ends as well. I told you Coltrane could make it through if he gets a good start. He had a little bit of drama, a few mistakes going back and forth with Champ for a while, but he's done what he needed to do. So, your LCQ winner is going to be Mr. JS7, followed by the invisible Davey in 2nd place right there. Cole is going to come through in 3rd with Boy right on his booty cheeks in 4th place. And now Champ is going to be your first person to not make it through. And I think he knows he's done. He's just going to go through to the finish line, log his laps. Come back next week, hopefully better than last time. So that's it. From egg shit in 5th all the way down to Wes. We had quite a few retirees from that race. Wes was gone, Steiner's gone, JB's gone, Moto, Lanson. Wes... Ken's started this race, but Ken's does not appear on the leaderboard whatsoever. Even if he retired, he's not there. So that is very peculiar. Very curious. There you go. Heat race done. Main event time, baby. It's going to be such a stacked main event. I cannot understate the importance of getting a good start here tonight. Going into any British rounds in 2026? I had not planned on going to any, I'll be honest, Kelvin. It just depends what the other boys are doing. MX Bikes Thailand Esport. Get me in. How do I sign up? I don't know if I'm alone in this opinion. If I'm not riding, IRL, I don't have a whole lot of interest in going to watch motocross. I would rather sit and watch it on TV or a broadcast so I can see all angles of a track. Especially when it comes to British races when the weather's usually shit anyway. I don't really want to be stood there getting cold and or wet. In terms of riding any, I definitely wouldn't be riding any. I'll try and do as many of the AMCA rounds as I can do next year. That'd be nice. Might be the most stacked race yet in this series. I completely agree with you, Ocean. Very, very stacked race today. I think this is what Aiden was hoping for at round 1, basically, but for just whatever reason, it's taken a while for people to start getting interested in the series. Luckily, we still do have another 4 rounds to go after this, so we still got plenty of time for some good racing. Boop, 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 boop. I can't even remember when the racing starts again next year for me, but it would be nice to get into some sort of better conditioning shape before it starts. It would all be off the bike fitness because I'm not in that privileged position where I can afford to go and ride in the Netherlands or go and ride in Spain all in the off season where the weather's still half decent. So I'm very much off the bike until the weather gets good again. So it would all have to be cooked up in the gym. I mean, I know that only gets you so far because bike fitness is a thing. But it would be nice because obviously the VARG is a massive cheat code for out of the gate. There's no point me getting really good starts and then falling apart in a lap because my arms are gone. But I know you can't really do much for the arms in the gym. At least in my experience in the past, whenever I'd done too much arm stuff, I would get more arm pump. So it's all bike time. But again, I just said, like, I'm not in a position to be able to go and ride in Spain or whatever all off season long when the weather's still good. Main event time, gamers. And motocross in general is also a very expensive sport. Like on the cheap side of a weekend, just to turn up and ride, so have your entry and your fuel and this, that, you're probably looking, even for me, I don't even transport my bike. I'm just riding my car or driving my car to a race, racing, and then driving home again. Plus like food and stuff, you're looking at like 150. So if you want to do that multiple times a week to try and build up bike endurance, it's not the cheapest thing in the world. It's not doable for everybody. Oh, take me back to being a youngster. Back in 85s when I'd ride most weekends. Because I wasn't the one that had to pay for it. It's great. One, two, three, four, five, six. I'm counting about 8 people here that could win this race. I won't name who they are, because I feel like that's unfair if I don't mention names, but it's probably about 7 or 8 different people that could ride away from this one with a dub C today. I just had like a wave of tiredness fall upon me. I'll be honest, Aiden, I kind of miss the old K-Bell skins. My left analog stick is definitely getting a bit boofed. Like, it's a bit clunky. I feel like it jitters a little bit when I'm moving it side to side, like it's not really smooth the whole time. I notice it sometimes on Battlefield, like I'll start walking forwards when I feel like I've got forward stick drift, like when I don't feel like I'm moving forwards, it'll walk forwards slightly. Right, gamers, put your predictions in chat right now. Who you think is getting the dubski here today? Do you think it's the previous champ, Mr. Tyler J? Do you think it's the man in form right now for the red plate, Cameron Box? Do you think it could be Jake, who rocks up and gets good results every now and then when he feels like it? Could it be Mr. SMX champ and your heat race winner earlier from today's Splash? Could it be former 250 Supercross champion, Mr. Kiki Weegie? Could it be this year's outdoor champion, Mr. Chase Black on the Charged Cycle Works machine? Could it be some random Australian man on Ramen Co? Could it be the track creator? Could it be Mr. Kaizo? Could it be previously banned from MX Simulator Russ Chapman? Who knows? Revs are up. Could it be Mr. 200 million thousand subscribers, Troy Jan? Definitely not. Could it be Unk, Mr. Dizzle? Gate is down. Who's going to make it to this first corner first? Rush got a good jump. Davey going around the outside. Tyler's going to hug it tight. And Tyler should lead us through. I think he moved over to the left there. Is he going to be fine? Splash going up the inside. Oh, getting a bit heavy on the front brake there. Almost goes down. Manages to get off the brake in time. Tyler did have a lead for a split second, but messes up the rhythm section. That's going to enable Splash to get through into the lead. So Splash doing exactly what he did in the heat race, getting out in front early. Will he be able to capitalise and pull away exactly like he did in that heat race as well? Where is your red plate holder? Troy got a great start there. Neon up here, Keegan up here. Where is Mr. Cameron Box? He is in absolutely dead last position on the track. Not the start that Cam would have wanted. He has got 19 minutes to try and claw back as many positions as he can. He's actually not in dead last, that's Adam Ertz, but he's basically in dead last. We'll call it that. That'll be the title of the YouTube video that we see, last to Asterix, whatever position he gets. No, Splash has gone down, and he's going to get caught in the chaos trying to pull away again. Probably the worst time to do it on the opening lap. So that's going to enable Mr. Rush Chapman of the MRC Moto Culture Machine to take the lead. First time he's been out in the lead in a hot minute in this series. He's been having decent results, but just not quite to where he would have expected and where he was at the start of this season. And Tyler going to go across the line. I think this might be Tyler's best position on the opening lap in one of these races in quite a long time. So he is going to be looking to try and get around Rush as quick as possible, see if he can give himself a little bit of a buffer and stop the inevitability of Cam trying to catch up. Both of these guys hugging this tight inside. A lot of people preferring this inside line here before this rhythm section. Just a lot more repeatable than what Coltrane just did and Jake did of sending it into the rhythm here. So some smart riding going on. Aiden into the top 10 already as well on the Suzuki. You'd love to see that. Cam has made a few passes here, and Chase is down horrendous as well. Chase is in second to last. Again, Supercross, not his favourite thing in the world, but I'm glad to still see him showing up and doing his thing. So let's try and follow Cam for a little bit here, see what kind of passes he's able to make. Neon making a mistake through here as well. Davey scrubbing past I just need to check something real quick. Okay, that was fine. I just wanted to make sure. It looked like his bike accelerated very unnaturally fast there, but he just downside the jump much better than Cam did. Coltrane going down when he was in a good position. He was running in P5, so he's going to lose a few spots. Mr. Tyler J has taken the lead, though. It looks like Rush must have gone down because Ashton has moved up into second on... For me, it's his debut 450 ride. He's obviously ridden it a bunch before today, but this is my first time seeing him on it, so great performance so far from him. Boy in third, he was the last person to get through from the LCQ, so he's going to be loving life being on a podium position already. We've then got Rush dropping from that first place down to fourth. Jake up in fifth. I see him moving forwards throughout the course of this race from there. Dizzle in sixth, doing it for the Unks. Love to see that. And he's got youngster Mr. Keegi Weegie just behind him. Keegan going to the inside. Splash going to the inside as well. A lot of these boys kind of flirting with that bail, seeing how tight they can hug it before getting any cuts at all. Cam is making some moves, not really quickly at all. I mean, all these boys, Cam going down again, all these boys getting stuck with each other. Thankfully, saving grace for Cam, which he probably won't be thinking about right now, is that at the end of this series, you can drop your 2 worst rounds. And so far, I think Cam's only dropping like a 17-point round and a 20-point round, something like that. So it's not like he's actually going to get like a 15th in this race or whatever. He will be able to drop that as his worst result of the year, but it might take a knock to the confidence, you know. He's been really, really hot on the sticks recently, so we'll see if he's able to claw his way back through. Tyler must have made a mistake in this last lap as well, because Ashton's actually managed to close up the gap, and so has everybody. But it's a really, really close battle going on here for this 3rd position between Rush, Boy, and Jake as well. Oh, Boy come up a little bit short there. That's going to give Jake a good slipstream, and Jake's able to get that move done. Nice little tyre tap there before the finish as well. Not easy to pick the front wheel up when you're going that fast. Keegan's going to come through here in 6th. Splash is in 7th after that early lead. He's going to be punching himself, kicking himself, knowing that he threw away a chance at probably one of the easiest podiums of the season for him. Keegan goes down at the end of the whoops. That is going to enable Splash to get past him. Dizzle looking to go up the inside, gets into the back of Keegan there. Only room for 1 bike on the inside. I'm definitely going to jinx him right now, but one thing you never see Aiden do is get caught up behind somebody from following. He would always take the alternative line, even if it ends up being slower. He did mess up that rhythm section just a little bit. He's going to jump side by side with Coltrane over the tunnel jump. He only lost 1 position though to Dizzle. He's going to control the inside here, so Cole shouldn't be able to... Oh, Cole making a very aggressive pass up the inside. Does not take Aiden down low. So again, still like aggressive riding, but not dirty. He still left him a little bit of room to work with there, and Aiden staying up on 2 wheels. Can't be too aggressive on the Banana Man. He's already given himself enough of a challenge trying to ride that thing. But right now, Tyler, Ashton, and Rush Chapman all running a very, very similar pace to each other. So 1 mistake between these boys will make them drop a handful of positions. Jake's chilling in that 4th place. He's relegated Boy down to 5th at the end of last lap. Splash and Keegan still going at it for that 6th and 7th spot. Coltrane now... Oh, Coltrane's actually got cuts. So that I would have him down in about 9th right now, but cuts coming into play there. Aiden coming up a little bit short on the tunnel. Chase has made up some good moves, actually. Chase was way down in the bin with Cam only 2 laps ago. But Chase is now going to go across sliding 13th. Where is... Cam's still back in 17th place right now. Troy rocking around here in P15. So not the race he would have wanted so far. But I feel like Troy has definitely had a lot of bad starts in this season so far. And does make a decent comeback ride by the end of it. We'll see what position he can get his way up to by the end of this one. Where is the box? There he is. So Cam is in 18th position. He's actually battling with Vixnev here for, I think, that P17 spot. And Vixnev going down there, getting that rhythm section a little bit wrong. Kind of want to follow Cam around for a while. We'll do exactly that. Let's hover over him. We'll go into the automatic camera, give my fingers a break. Adam Ertz is going to go down, so that's going to give his teammate 1 extra position right there. Cam going up to, what's that, 17th-ish now. We got another Motor Academy boy. Oh, no. Braden gets the whoops all kinds of wrong. Cam in the wrong place at the wrong time, goes down with him. That's going to demote Cam another 2 positions. So he's now going to be in a battle with Vixnev again. It is just not the race for Mr. Cameron Box right now. And this is what happens. You get a bad start, you get caught up in other people's mistakes, and it's so difficult to work your way forwards. The crazy thing is, I've watched Cam have about 5 crashes already this race. He's still only 27 seconds behind the lead. That is not loads. I've seen people win these races by over 27 seconds. So to have 27 between 1st and 19th place, not crazy work. Not crazy work at all. Try and let the voice recuperate for a second. Let's have a little sip of, please sponsor me, Pepsi. I love you very much. Thank you. No, I'm pretty sure that's not Cole Davies, by the way. I don't know who said yes, but I think he's just pulling your leg. So Tyler pulling out a little bit of a gap right now. Hello OT, welcome to the stream. Tyler's choosing to step over there, and then he's going to go on off, triple in. Is he going to double and then go round, or is he going to hug it tight? No, he rolls, and then jumps into the rhythm. So many different possibilities there. He completely boofs it, gets it all wrong, tags the back end. That's going to enable Ashton to catch up by maybe half a second or so. Then we've got Jake is chilling in that P3 spot. Oh, comes up a little bit short there. Has to get a very front wheel higher. Jake actually putting some pressure on Ashton as well. So challenging for that possible P2. No idea what Matrix is. That's a new sponsorship that I can see there. That's a new one for me. I don't know if anybody can enlighten me on where that's come from or who they are or what they do. But yeah, he's rocking it around. It looks like it's not amongst all of the Club MX boys, so I don't know if that's just specific to Jake, or if Boy hasn't updated his name on MyMXB yet, not too sure. So oh, Splash getting a little bit of a kick through those whoops, manages to bring it back in line for the corner low. He's rocking around in P5 right now. I can see him definitely getting up into a P4 spot. Boy only just in front of him, but then a big old gap in front of that. We've got Keegan and Dizzle going at it, so we've got old and young going back and forth. We've got the old age, the wise experience. I mean, Keegan's been around for a very long time, and he's still young, but just dedicated to the game from an early age. That's how these youngsters do it. From the womb onto the joysticks. He's going to try and blitz. Oh, he's getting all kinds of sideways, so he's not going to have the running room there to try and make the pass up the inside of Dizzle. Chase is having a great ride so far. Again, he was stuck down there with Cam earlier on in this race, but he's managed to capitalise, make some quick passes. He's up into the 8th spot right now and actually closing in on this Keegan and Dizzle battle. So we'll see where Chase ends up at the end of all this. Troy has made one move. He's up into P12 right now. People told me Mavericks is money. What do I mean? They're just paying him for, are they paying him for positions? I know there's a few teams like that pay riders for their positions in this game. I think in my final year of MX Bikes, whenever that is, I'll drop AJP and I will just sign with every single team that pays their rider and just do it all at the same time. I have like 5 different names in my name. Oh, Cameron Box, keeper on 2 wheels, buddy. That's going to give him some cuts. He tried going around the Jan in the whoops. He gets all kinds of out of shape. So Troy's going to survive for another corner at least. £1 per point, a lot of pay. Surely they don't pay for like series like NSP. I'd understand if it was what do you call it? Like if I was paying for aerial stuff, but for paying for series like this as well, that's crazy work. And the thing is, I don't know what Mavericks is still. So like Jake could go and win every single race and get paid for winning. But Mavericks haven't earned money back, you know, and I feel like that's what sponsorship is they get something in return from it. Cam's going to dive to the inside here. He's going to be an alternative rhythm with Troy. No, they end up doing the same thing. Troy might actually be able to stay a bit low here through the rhythm. He's got more speed. Oh, he takes the back end a little bit low. That's going to enable Cam to get that clean pass through. So that's going to move Cam up into 13th place. We have got Aiden, again, the lone Suzuki in a field full of Yamahas. He's up into the top 10 still, which is, he's going to be very happy with that. I don't think he was even expecting to qualify today. Not a great race from Neon, just checking in there with Neon. He's down in P17. Maybe the bad karma coming back to get him after some very aggressive moves on Troy in the heat race. Braden's going to go past him, and I think Coltrane... Oh my god, did Cole just go flying off the left? He did! Jesus Christ! Cole is dead. He almost takes Braden down with him. I mean, he kind of does in the end. So Neon's actually going to get them 2 positions back again. Who else have we got down in the bin? I mean, Vikstev was up into like 6th place at one point in this race, wasn't he? Unless he's just had a lap not count. Well, I mean, he's in 22nd right now. No, he's battling with people at the back. So I have no idea what happened to him. Maybe he got stuck somewhere. No clue. But yeah, he's not... Is he like trying to take people out, or is he just sending it, or what's going on here? I'm not really sure what's happened there. He's kind of fallen off the wagon a bit on these last few laps. Trying to spectate. There we go. The game's so funny with trying to let me spectate people. So Tyler, 10-second lead. Very comfortable out in front. Your fastest qualifier today. Had a decent heat race as well. And a very rare good start to the main event. A mistake came out from Splash earlier on that got Tyler up into the lead early. And now he's just chilling. Just doing his thing. We've still got 7 minutes left to go in this one though. Jake's fallen off the back of Ashton just a little bit in the last few laps, so Ashton pulling away slightly. Keegan's still sitting in a very respective P4 in here, with Boy in P5, who's going to be happy with this, because he had a great qualifying and heat race last week, but then his main event was very, very stinky. So he'll be happy to get a good main event going today. And Chase, great comeback ride from Chase, by the way. Chase was down, I think I saw him in 19th at one point. He's already just made the pass up into the top 5. This is how you do a comeback ride. Really, really good stuff to see. We then got Splash chilling back here into P7, just on the back of these guys. He's probably made a few more mistakes than he would have liked to have made in this main event. I definitely think he had the pace to win today. He got the start as well, but just that early mistake on lap 1 caused him to get swallowed by the rest of the pack. Hasn't been able to really charge through as quickly as he would have liked. Of course, got to give the Suzuki a bit more love as well, sat in that P8 spot. And he has got your 3rd place fastest qualifier, Mr. Willie, who's going to scrub past him, make the move. Oh, Aiden getting a bit sketchy there. He's not going to be able to hit this next quad. Does downside the table really nice though, which has got to be difficult when it's not a line that you usually hit. So Aiden's actually going to drop into the 10th position there, as Willie and Davey both go past. Got Mr. Dizzle into P11, Ocean in 12th. Oh god, I apologise. Ah. Well, aren't I racing? I received financial compensation to commentate this series. And I've been having a lot more fun commentating than racing recently. It's a lot less stressful. Don't want all the hair that I had implanted to fall out straight away, do I? Come on. Got to wait a couple more years for it to all fall out again. Well, we got... Jan's been... Troy's been very stagnant in this race, I think. I've not really seen him move from that 12th, 13th, 14th position for the entirety of the race. And he's in front of Cam again. I don't know what's happened to Rush. Like, Rush was right up there at the start of this race. He's dropped down to P14 now with his championship competitor, Mr. Cameron Box, passing him. And I'll be honest, I feel like tonight was one of them nights where Rush kind of has to capitalise, because Cam does not have rides like this very often at all. Cam 45 seconds behind the lead now, and he has won a race by about 45 seconds in this series this year already. So definitely unfamiliar territory for him. But again, it's not the end of the world, because he can drop this race at the end of the season. These guys are allowed to drop their 2 worst results. Whole train just trying to survive by looks of it. We've always got to show a little bit of love to the people at the back of the pack. He's actually going to be the first man to go a lap down. I do see Tyler lurking there in the background. And Tyler's extended his lead all the way up to 16 seconds now. So Tyler's putting in a hell of a performance. We'll see if he can get around Cole nice and cleanly. See if Cole's going to be a nice heads-up lapper. He is indeed. Lovely stuff. Stays out of the way. Lets Tyler go by. And then they both carry on with their race as of normal. That is exactly how it's done. Please take notes, everybody. We have got a bit of a battle brewing right here, though, between Mr. Jake Jr. and Ashton. I'd say the last, maybe like year and a half, in my opinion, Jake's speed has just got better and better. And he's one of them people, I have no shame in saying this, not this year's outdoors, but last year's outdoor season. He would be such a, what is the camera doing? Such a frustrating person to race against, because he'd always be like a second slower than you in terms of pace. But that would be just enough to where he can stay just in front of you at all times, because there was nowhere where you could just blast past him. And then as soon as you would make a pass on him, he would just sit on your booty cheeks the entire time and just not crash. And that was kind of his thing, is just consistent and staying up. But I would say since the release of the latest batch of OEMs, so when the traction went down slightly as the last OEM updates, since then I've noticed him just get a lot quicker in general compared to like the rest of the competition around him. And he came out at round, I think it was like round 4 of this series. It was the first one of these that he'd done, and won that one. So he's looking really comfortable. He's looking very, very fast here tonight as well, getting up into that P2 spot. I don't see him catching up to Tyler, gaining 17 seconds in the space of 2.5 minutes. But he'll still be happy with a second, definitely. That is going to relegate Ashton, who is still on his 450 debut for me. He'll take a podium every single day of the week. Keegan still sat in that P4. He's been in P4 most of this race. He does have a wild Chase catching up to him, though. Let's have a look. What are the last lap times like? So Chase last lap around 22.5, and Keegan on a 23.7. So Chase lapping about a second quicker. Jake ran a 22 last lap. Tyler's in the 21s. What's Cam lapping right now? Cam's in the 21s as well. So Cam had his best lap last lap. Best lap this lap now as well, sorry. So back-to-back 21s right there. He's just made the pass on Willie, so that is going to move Cam up into 9th position, I think. I think they've both just passed Troy, all kinds of sideways. Can't keep her up on 2 wheels. That is why you do not listen to Troy's advertisement TikToks. The suspension did not save him there. I'm just throwing shade, by the way. SPX suspension in Supercross is genuinely very good. It's what I use. Dizzle. Going to see if he can capitalise on Troy's mistakes right now. Both in alternative rhythms. I prefer Dizzle's step on, step off there. Doesn't actually stay very low over the table there. Troy done a much better job of scrubbing that. They're both going to just triple their way through. And Dizzle's going to filter in behind, not looking to make any over the aggressive passes here at all. Almost loops his Larry though, hitting the roller before the whoop section there. Troy is bouncing about. Oh, Dizzle goes down in the whoops. He does collect someone else as well. I think that was Ocean that got into the back of him. Aiden, unfortunately, dropping out of that top 10. He was running around 8th place for a while. He's now finding himself in around 14th place. Neon has retired. Vix Never's retired as well, so we've got 2 people out of this race. Cole and Adamertz are your bottom 2 right now. We've got Stargame in 18th place. JS7 in 17th. Not the most amazing race for him ever. Rush, I think, is the surprising one for me. I do have a feeling that Rush is the kind of person that just doesn't play the game very much, though. And when you don't play loads, you can only expect so much from your results. See these outsides starting to get really deep in the ruts, and these boys can just crank the bike over and round the corner so fast. Tyler has extended his lead out on Jake. He's now up to 21 seconds, so Tyler's just been putting in such consistent fast laps. And next time round, he's going to get the white flag. It looks like that's also handed with Jake making mistakes. Jake's last lap was a 24. Keegan's actually made the... What's happened to Ashton? Ashton's lost a couple of positions. He is way off the track. I'm guessing he got the whoops all kinds of wrong. Trying to blitz it, just get sideways over the front, and then just gets really unlucky with the bike cartwheeling. So he's going to lose a position to Keegan and Chase, which is going to move him from 3rd down to 5th. What a comeback ride from Chase, by the way. All the way down in about 19th at the beginning of this. He's worked his way up into a P4, and he is now fighting for the final podium spot between himself and Keegan. Both trying to scrub that triple as hard as they can. Then hitting this quad. They're all going to go over the finish line to get their white flag as well. 1 lap to go. Let's see if there's any cuts in play here. No, it's all as it runs between these boys. So Tyler, unless the absolute wheels fall apart or he runs out of fuel, he should be winning this one. Jake is in a bit of a lonely P2 right now. We've got Keegan and Chase. I kind of want to stay on with this, because Keegan's already made a mistake here in this first rhythm section. It's going to enable Chase to catch up a little bit more. Both choosing to hug the inside and hit that table. Hello, Fuzzy Blood. Who's Davey? I have no idea who Davey is. Not got a clue. Because there's 2 Davies in here, and he's different to the usual one that we're used to seeing. Oh, Keegan sliding out a little bit. That was a weird one. It's like the bike suddenly stood itself up halfway around the corner. Cole Davies? I don't think it's Cole Davies. I'm pretty sure Cole goes by, like, CDs these days. I don't know why people keep saying Cole Davies. Is this Mook Creations, Keegan? Yes, this is Mr. Keegan King, I think. Mr. Keegi Weegi. Is he back? I mean, he's had some mid performances so far from what I've seen, so I think he'll be very happy getting this 3rd. And as we go across the line here, I just don't... Chase wasn't able to get it done unless he gets all that power down to the ground, hanging off the back of it. No, Keegan's going to get him across the line. So you go Tyler in 1st, Jake in 2nd, Keegan in 3rd, and even though Chase didn't get onto the podium there, great comeback ride from all the way down in 19th. He finishes in 4th. Respectable 5th, Ashton there. I think he'll be upset. There was definitely a 2nd in the cards for him. And then go across the line. Davey is going to get 6th place, which is a very good result for, again, someone that I've never seen before. So we might need to get some eyes on that. I don't know, but he's on Evoke, so I feel like he's legit. Boy getting 7th, much better than last week for him. Splash led early, dropped down to P8, unfortunately. Bad night for him. Cam made a fair few passes in the back half of that race. He was stuck in the trash for a very long time. He's come back up to 9th place to match his number. But he will be able to drop this round. That's his worst result of the year so far. So it won't really matter too much. Willie, rounding out your top 10. Ocean getting 11th. Dizzle in 12th. Aiden, the lone Suzuki, in 13th. Troy in 14th at the end of that. He's straight out the server. Braden in 15th, Rush in a not great 16th. He was the last person on the lead lap. We've then got Stargame, Adamers, Coltrane, and then JS7, Neon and Vixnev all hit the DC button. They'd had enough. And that is it from round number 8 of the NSP Championship here in Poland. Next week, let me make sure that there's not a break or anything. Let me double check. No, next week we are going to be going to Washington. We're at FedEx Field Stadium. So, for all of you Washington natives, you get to have a home race. And then the week after that, we are off to Juventus Stadium in Italy. We're at Turin. And then there's a 1 week break before the final 2 rounds. So, yeah, Washington next, back to the US. Do I have thoughts about Hayden going to a 250? I do not have any thoughts, no. That's the natural progression. I mean, if you want my thoughts on, like, performance, so if I'm correct, he's doing 250 Supercross again in 26, isn't he? And then he's going to 450 for 2026 outdoors. I see him top 5ing every round. I do not see him getting an overall in 2026. This is not me saying forever, I just mean 2026 in his first season. Because here's where I'm at. In a world where everybody is 100% healthy, which I know never happens, people always get injured. Like, in a world where everyone's healthy, everyone gets good starts, people don't tuck the front end every race like Chase Sexton, I think Jet would be quicker, Hunter would be quicker. If you have a healthy, fast Eli, he could be quicker, but Eli's another year older, he's riding a new bike, so I think he could beat Eli. If you have a fast and healthy Chase, I think Chase is faster, but again, you've got Chase on a new bike, probably going to tuck the front end a lot. So I think Deegan's going to be top 5 every single round. I think he's going to get a bunch of podiums. I'm hoping that we get some good battles from it. What I would be very curious to see is, obviously, he's had his own way with the 250 boys for a long time. Like, if he gives someone shit on the track, they won't really tend to give it back to him. Unless your name's Levi Kitchen. So I'd be very interested to see if he tries doing the same shit on a 450. Because I feel like if you do, you're just going to get cleaned out. Like, they're not going to take it. They're going to give it straight back to him. But then in the same breath, I feel like he will go the same route as, like, RJ. When RJ moved up to a 450, I thought RJ was just going to absolutely send himself to the hospital. Which he almost did at Nations, to be fair. He went down a lot. But RJ's, like, mellowed his riding out a hell of a lot since getting onto the 450 machine. And I always see the argument of, oh, Hayden can't ride a 450 because he's too aggressive, or this, that, and the other. And I just don't see him riding the bike in the same way. I think he's going to tone it down a bit like RJ has done. And it's like, it's not like he's stupid, you know. He knows what he's doing. His family knows what he's doing. His team know what they're doing. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to come out and win straight away. I think he could battle for some potential race wins in 2027. But in 2026, I think it's going to be a handful of podiums. And I don't think they're expecting more than that, to be honest. I can't check your analysis, unfortunately, Jake, because it's finished. I can't view it anymore, I'm afraid. I am very excited. I'm curious to see how Prado does on that KTM. And I think Prado's probably one of the riders with the most pressure on his shoulders going into next year at all, because the amount that he's hated on that Cowie, if he doesn't now perform on the KTM, it's going to be such a bad look for him. Did I see your 6th start? I didn't see your start, Chase, no. Or if I did, my old age pensioner brain has forgotten it already. But I did see you way back in, like, 19th at the end of lap 1 or lap 2. So that was a hell of a comeback. Really good stuff. I'll keep trying, Hype Beast. 3rd time's a try. I can see what you're trying to do. I can see you trying. I get it. It's just funny that was the same typo back to back. But that was good stuff. That was good racing. Very, very stacked race. I'm hoping that we get that same thing next week. Again, I'm not sure what happened today to where all of the extra NA boys decided to sign up, but I was really happy that it did. Also, that Davey guy has some sort of deficiency. I don't know who he is. I don't think I've seen him before, to be honest, Chase. Because there's usually two Davies. One's Davey that's IE at the end, and then the other one's EY. So yeah, I don't know. Heard Lucas is going to go to the USA too in a couple of years. I saw an announcement on Instagram earlier, so I don't know how true it is, that they were going to be doing the first few rounds of Supercross, I think it was. Boy says he thinks Davey is cheating. See, I'd never seen that Davey before, and he's running stock Poboso gear. So I wouldn't rule it out, to be honest. We already caught one cheater today and got him banned. So my personal opinion on the Conan brothers situation, I think Lucas is going to find success. I'm talking Supercross if they do SX. Lucas is going to find some success. Sasha is going to get himself carted off to the hospital. He was flying past you on a straight. Yeah, we don't like seeing that. Is what I was watching, at least from the nations. It's hard for me to say this because I expected a little bit more from Lucas in terms of speed against like Jet, but then at the same time I have to remember that it's a track that he's never ridden on before, so it's hard to expect that. But it's like the way Jet passed Lucas in that last race. It wasn't the last race, was it? It was their first race together. Either way, he passed him like he was stood still. I mean, obviously Lucas still had a really, really good result and finish. But so I thought he would be a little bit closer in terms of speed than he was. And Jet is an alien, to be fair. That can't be understated enough. You know, for the last couple of years, because I tend to watch most of the races in Discord with Charlie, Charlie is the biggest Hunter Lawrence glazer on the planet. He's also like the most heterosexual male on the entire planet. So to put it into perspective, I think he would let Hunter do unspeakable things to his bumhole if he glazes him that much. Did you just laugh? I thought I heard Linda laugh outside my door. He would let that man do naughty things to him, and he's like the straightest man in the world. That's how much he glazes him. So because of that, I don't hate Hunter, but when Hunter doesn't do well, I like to rub that in Charlie's face a bit. But I cannot deny, I think next year Hunter is going to be insane. Like the last half of this year specifically, he has just got closer and closer and closer to Jet every single time. So I'm so excited next year to see them two battling as well. See, I know a lot of people dislike Jet for the reason that he makes racing boring because he's that good. The other reason is nationality bias. People won't want to admit it, but people will always prefer like a Deegan over a Jet if they're American. That's just how it goes. There's obviously outliers to that. I'm not talking for everybody, but people have biases without even realizing. In the same way that's like, I didn't like RJ riding the 250 for 10 years, but I like Max Anstey, and he's doing the same thing because there's English bias there, and I'm happy to admit that. But I could happily sit there and watch hours and hours and hours of Jet leading races just because of how perfect his riding is. I absolutely love it. And you see like all these compilations of him just doubling shit and jumping into corners. That clip of him from like 2 years ago hitting it was at Millville, and he's hitting that step up the hill after the catapult, like the step up the hill after the catapult, and he lands, and it's like the suspension doesn't even compress. He just lands that perfectly. It looks effortless. I could watch that for hours. I absolutely love it. And that's what pisses me off, is that he doesn't look like he's trying. But I also used to love watching Stefan Everts riding back in the day. because Stefan Everts would just be stood up on the pegs everywhere, and it doesn't look like he's going fast. He's just that good at it. Like that clip of Everts going around the outside of James Stewart on the foot pegs at Matterley Basin is just iconic. And when you see all these like GOAT debates and stuff, and you say, oh, Ricky Carmichael's the GOAT, to me, Stefan Everts is the GOAT, and always has been, and maybe always will be. But Jet does have that potential to take that title. It just depends if he can stay healthy for that long. But he's like perfect technique, he's the perfect build for a motocross bike, he's just got everything right. Yeah, the pre-jump at Budds Creek was really, really sexy as well. Up that first hill after the finish line. So, yeah, we'll see. I think next year's racing is going to be so exciting. There's so much that's going to go on with Eli and Chase changing bikes, Prado changing bikes. I'm pretty sure Cairoli's doing some of the racing next year. I don't think he's doing Supercross, but he's going to be doing some of the outdoor stuff. So we'll see what he can do on the Ducati. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, just weird shit like that jump over that like big single/wall jump at Ironman, where he's trying to lift his front wheel on top of it and then bounce off of that. And even on that exact same jump, but during the AMA season, a couple weeks before Nations, where he was like cross-rutting himself on purpose to like hit it at a different angle. It's just stupid shit that people just don't think of. Like, it's very impressive. But that's enough waffling for me, gamers. I appreciate all of you for being here today. Thank you very much. I hope you've had a good stream. I will see you exactly at the same time next week as well. Let me get the, before I disappear, let me quickly check the dates, because I think it's 2 weeks' time when that donate-a-thon starts. Where are we at? Calendar. Yeah, so 2 weeks' time. So not next Saturday, the Saturday after that, the 1st of November, I'll be donate-a-thoning again. So I'm going to subject myself to a world of pain and suffering. But thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the racing tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next